Shut up and sit down.
It was a good bit too. That was like the wait preamble. Like, oh, Mr. Collie. Welcome back to another episode of the Bias Effect podcast. It's your Hobie Wrecked co-host, Nikki.
Army back in the house. It's QJ.
There should be no shock to any of you to know that we're doing a full comeback episode only about Arirang, and that's what we're here to do today. BTS's comeback happened, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about beginning to end.
For the record, we're gonna do a regular March comeback episode as well, but we knew this one was gonna run long, so we're focusing. And then next week we have a special episode, and then we'll do the March one. So don't worry, we did listen to other stuff this month
We did.
that we're gonna mention, but it's gonna be 2 weeks from now.
BTS first album in full studio album since Map of the Soul 7, which I believe was 2020.
Yeah, I saw people considering Proof, which is 2022, but like technically Proof's like is more of a best of album in my opinion.
Yeah. Except, isn't that where they dropped from BTS?
Yeah, I guess. So one new song.
I agree, it is okay, so, but fine. 2022.
4 to 6 years.
So we knew it was kind of going to have a lot of promo, but honestly, I feel like the promo.
But
honestly, I feel like they were quite like held back for the promo for quite a long time, which.
I mean, yeah, we were for a while thinking that it would literally just be like the album would be out and we'd be like, okay, great. But then like probably like a little bit near the beginning of March, so maybe like 2 weeks ahead, they started doing like a few things, and then as it got closer, they started a more like traditional comeback, like teasers and stuff like that. But they were pretty tight-lipped about it. Like no one knew anything that was going on.
I know, I feel like we knew nothing. And then, so the first thing we got was on March 3rd and 4th, so only like 15 days before the album was going to drop, we got the actual track list. That was pretty much it.
But yeah, they dropped the producer list also, so we were like analyzing all these tracks, like who are all these producers and stuff. But like pretty much every song, like they worked on like a lot of the songs, and we'll talk a little bit more about it later when we talk about the songs, but like RM worked on every song except one, which later when you know what that one song is, it's like obviously Suga was on 11, J-Hope was on 10, JK was on 4, Jimin and V were on 2, and there were no Jin credits, but he was busy, okay? He was literally on tour.
What we've learned this whole process, no one can say anything about Jin. Don't. We'll talk about it. But...
I know. I mean, yeah, the members come up for him later, but like basically he was on tour when they made it, so like, yeah. And then at the time we noticed that the last song, Into the Sun, and 2.0 have 5 out of 7 members wrote those 2 songs. So
we'll see.
And then other notable producers were Diplo, obviously everyone knows that one. Tyler Spry, who's worked with Bad Bunny, One Republic, and TXT. Y2K, who's worked with Doja Cat. Tizo Touch, who's worked with Kendrick. And then I noticed randomly that Ghost Loop worked on August D albums, and he worked on this as well. So I was like, at the time when I saw that, I was like, hell yeah.
And then so that that's all we get, and it's like there's nothing else. It's just like a drop of like in the Arirang like colors and font. That's it. Like there was.
Yeah, I feel like we were looking at it and we were like freaking out, and then like after like 10 minutes we were like, okay, what does this mean though? We're like, this means nothing still.
We were trying, because on Spotify it lists the length of the song too. So we were like expecting like number 29. We're like, oh, it's only a minute 30. Like it's got to be a cipher or something, or a skit. Oh no, it was a skit. Like, oh, it's got to be a skit.
Yeah.
2.0 it's got to be mic drop. 2.0 they kept, blah blah blah. Yeah, so we were going a little hard on this speculation, but then we're like, yeah, okay, what's happening? And then the next major thing we get, boom, Netflix,
Yeah.
cute little freaking trailers of all of them looking extremely handsome. And
I'll say that Netflix got like the green light to host this BTS thing, and they just went crazy with promo. They were like, if we get BTS, we're doing everything with BTS.
Yeah, never in my life have I seen Netflix push something so hard. Like,
seriously.
yeah, that's true. They were teasing, and then eventually we'll skip it. But yeah, and then 7 days before the concert, every day they would release one member being like 7 days, 6 days, and they did it in reverse band order. So, but we're like, oh my god, like every single day they were dropping these. So yeah, they knew what they were doing.
And they also put up like you could have a profile picture for BTS now on Netflix, and they also did like a little interview thing for that where they're asking everybody like, what do you watch on Netflix? What's your profile picture? Or like, what picture do you want your face to be? Like all these like other clips, and I'm like, bro, Netflix was like, yeah, we're doing this.
We know what we've got going here cooking. But yeah, they served, and it was exactly what we wanted, in my opinion. It all looks crazy.
I mean, yeah.
And then even Google got in on the game too. There is some kind of scavenger. You did it.
Yeah.
I didn't really do it, so you can talk about it.
Well, yeah, because again, it's like that thing where they were like, there's no context for it, so I'm like, I don't know what happens at the end of this, but like, I gotta play along or whatever. But yeah, they did like, it's called like a scavenger hunt. It was basically just like trivia. You answer the question by Googling the answer, whatever. And you, at the end of it, you got like each song, like placard thing. And at the very end, your prize was that you could choose your love song out of the 14 songs. I was like, bro, shut up about this love song thing. But like the trivia was so hard. So I was like, that's my prize. Not even like a clip of them being like, wow, you did it. I was like, this sucks.
And then we finally got the first content of them together. March 6th, they released a GQ video.
Just that Jungkook makes me laugh still.
So yeah, there's a video of the seven of them doing, like a GQ interview, and we got like so many memes from it. But yeah, one of them is, it doesn't, when I went to, okay, so we have a screen cap of it. It's Jungkook doing this weird thing with his lips where his like
it's
upper
like
teeth come
I
out.
always see this, there's a meme on Instagram where it's like people who read like romance books, and it's like he smiled with his top teeth out, and it always cuts to him now because it's like only his like top teeth are showing, and like his eyes are like vacant. Like I don't know, he just looks so strange.
Because I wanted to grab that screen cap just because, to have it for that moment. When I went to go find it, it's in this completely mundane moment too. He's just like disassociated or something.
It was so it was so cute though. Like to see them all. They're wearing like the outfits that they wore in the GQ article that they put out a little while ago. It is funny though, because when you say like that he did that weird face in a mundane moment, when I watched the video, I saw him do it, and I was like, "What was that?"
Yeah,
like it just passed by so fast, and I was like, "What the hell
why
was
did he
that?"
do that? Yeah, it was literally.
And then like later, everyone was like capping it, and I was like, "Okay, so I wasn't imagining that really did happen."
Because I didn't catch it at all when it happened. And again, when I went back to go find the clip, I was, oh, this is the moment. Like it was so weird.
Oh, I love it.
It's great.
It's so good.
And the other cutest moment too that I love sharing is both of our records having a moment.
That was so funny
cute.
too.
I forget exactly the context. It was something about he asked J-Hope was asking if that was like his Jimin's Muse album or something. I feel like Muse came up.
And Jimin just blows him a kiss or whatever.
And then J-Hope's reaction is like shot, like oh, so good. I love using that one too. So yeah, we got some good stuff from that. Oh yeah, then there was a moment where Jimin just grabs V's breast.
Yeah, I mean, and like he does that, and then like everyone in the front row turns around and also like stretches their hands out towards V. It's like, okay, everyone calm down.
And they also did a first round of merch drop too around this time. Girl, there's I know.
Obsessed.
Obsessed. I'm a person that loves. unconventional merch. I do. I like there's like little candles that look like Arirang, and they have a lamp. They have like a hair clip, and I do as much as I clowned on "What Is Your Love Song." They have like a ball cap that I'm like, I need it.
It's kind of like acid wash ball cap, I guess you call it acid wash, right? And like they have a matching sweaters. The sweater's not as like worn as the hat, but it's the same kind of like washed out pink color. I really like the sweater too, and it also says "What's Your Love Song?" and I'm like, I mean, we survived "What's Your Love Song?" I kind of need it, right?
Literally.
I really do like the lamp also.
Yeah.
They also had like a little table, which I've seen pictures of it now, and it's like literally like a foot. Like it's literally like a foot diameter. Like it's so small, and I'm like, is that a table? Like, can you call that a table?
Side table like us. Then of course, March 9th rolls along, and we know that's Suga's birthday, so he did a cute little live, and I feel like well, I know his emoji or whatever is a black cat, but I'm like, it has to be for Tang, right? The cat cake.
Oh, it's like cake. Yeah, he had like a little black cat cake. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It was like 5 minutes long. Like it was so fast.
He's like, okay.
Like, he basically was like, we were just practicing, and now I have to go back to practice. So I'm like literally just here for like 5 minutes to be like, it's my birthday. I was like, thanks, King. And anyway, he looked cute. The cakes were cute. I appreciated him coming.
And there's a lot of like Instagram of the other members posting, too, like the classic stuff. So yes, he wasn't lying, everyone. He was clearly in the practice space. And then we get March 12th, so a couple days later, we get a cute Arirang animation. So this is kind of like the first, outside of the Netflix stuff, like concept of like confirmation that all the speculation about the Korean people that came over to the States, it does seem to be inspired by that story.
Yeah.
Is
At some point around this time, they actually dropped what the albums look like as well, which is like still so funny to me that they sold 4 million pre-copies, and only a week before it came out, we got to see what it looked like.
Yeah, you and I pre-ordered. I got mine yesterday, so we looked at them this morning before recording, and I completely, I kind of like, I was like, I don't even know what these look like on the inside. Like I didn't even look up after the fact of what they might look like. They didn't disappoint though. Concepts were great, but I would suggest the Rooted in Music version. I think that one's cooler. But neither of us got vinyls either. We'll state that, but yet.
I know, I want one so bad. I was like looking at some of the I guess I did look a little bit at the blurry pictures online just to see what it was like, and like the blurry picture of Yoongi and his vinyl, I was like, I need this. Like I can't even see what's going on. It's so blurry, but like I need this poster. Like, and
then eventually, finally, we got the title track music video teasers. Swim was their title track. And we got a teaser of, I think it was just the actress walking up to the boat. I think that was the first one. I don't think we saw anything really on the first one. And when I pulled numbers, one day, it got 4.4 million views. Just the teaser.
Oh yeah, I read somewhere that it reached 1 million views in 22 minutes, which is the fastest teaser to ever reach 1 million, apparently.
Insane. And then the second teaser came out, and I think it had the concept of like they're sailors on a boat. And I took a screen cap here. 42 minutes after it dropped, 1.7 million views. Like, what are we talking about? That's actually bonkers.
It's interesting because I remember when they dropped, and like it doesn't really play the song. No, but it was a very like slow vibe, so I was like, is that like a teaser for the actual song? Like, is it going to be like a slow song, or is this like a total like fake out? Like, I was like so confused, and like a little worried it was going to be a slow song,
which is a common theme.
Which it kind of
I would say
is,
it is.
But I still like it. But like at the time I was like, I was definitely one of those people that was like waiting for like a classic like BTS pump up jam for the first one. So I was like, oh, is it gonna be slow? That's so weird.
I just was going, I'm like, I don't know what they're gonna do. I figured they were gonna try to do something different, you know. I felt like they were trying to change their
Yeah.
sound, change their vibe, and well, out March 20th, the album drops.
Album, music video, live.
Okay, so first of all, if my time zone allowed me to actually listen to this the moment it dropped. So for me, it was 12 a.m., which is usually when I go to bed anyway. So it was a Thursday night into Friday. So I'm here in my living room. Darkness surrounds me. BTS light stick in hand, headphones on, and I listened to this album for the first time. Body to Body is the first song, and I remember crying for sure. I was well, it wasn't like full tears, but I was like wetness around the side of my eyes. And then I feel like I did have some mixed feelings about it when I first listened to it.
Mhm.
It was very different than what they've done, I feel like. But we'll talk more about it when we get into the tracks. But that was that was my first exposure. I was alone in the dark, and I was so ready.
I did it in the morning. I remember I woke up before my alarm and I was like, usually I would be like, I'll go back to sleep. And I was like, oh, I should check it out. So I just like got straight up. The first thing I did was watch the music video though. Like I skipped the album, went straight to the swim music video because I was like, I gotta see like what the hell's going on. And I had the same kind of reaction where I was like a little bit mixed at first because I was like, oh, like it's a great music video. They like everything about it was great, but I was like, oh, so it's a bit slower though, and like there's no dancing, so I was like, I was like still like half asleep, and I was like kind of confused. I was like, was that really it? So then I started listening to the album, and like again, yeah, it starts with Body to Body, and I was like, okay, great, perfect, 10 out of 10 song. But then as it went on, I was like, it was so like a lot of it was quite different, and I was like, I had a bit mixed as well at first. I was like, I feel like I need to like wake up and like I need to like look things up and figure this out because like I'm a little confused by what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I did that. I listened to the album like once, like half asleep, and then I watched the live. And then I was like, okay, let me reset, go back and do this again.
There was how do I say it? There were some moments that I felt were like kind of corny too. Like I felt like there was some lyrics that were maybe like I was like, oh, this is what we're doing. But you know what? Like the more I listen to it, I'm just like I can't help but love it. Like it's sure.
Yeah.
What I wanted to really do too was like try to separate and see what someone else would from the outside might think of it. And I could see some of the criticism I've been hearing, but as someone that is in it and like I've watched the content, I know their story and where they come from. It does make a difference on how I hear the music. So
I think like we've only had Act 1 version of BTS for 15 years or whatever. So the fact that there were quite a few different style songs, I was like, it's like with anything when someone tries a new concept, you have to like shift your like perception of it. So like there was a few like at first when I was listening to the album, the second song is Hooligan, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? Like I honestly was like, I don't get this. Like the laugh part, I thought the laugh part was really corny at first, and I was like, I don't get this. But then like when I could like sit with it and like the more I listen to it, that's like gotta be one of my top songs now. I'm like, it's just so good that I was like, but like it took me like a minute to be like, okay, this is like kind of like what they're like doing this now. And I'm like, okay, I guess. But then like when you see them talk about it and like when you see them perform it or whatever, I'm like, the more I'm seeing it, I'm like, okay, I get it. I do get like the shift. They're older, they're different people now, so like of course it's different. I hope it's different. I just needed like 1 second to like unscramble.
Yeah, Hooligan was one. Yeah, so Body to Body, which I loved immediately. Then Then it goes into
I think it's
Hooligan.
Hooligan and Alien are back to back.
Yeah.
Because I also didn't really like Alien that
I
much
didn't
either. But I like it. I mean, I like it now. It's not probably not one of my favorite songs, but I do like it now. But like I those two back to back, I was like, what are we doing with this concept?
And for me, I didn't like 2.0 at first either. I didn't. When I first listened to it, I was like,
I think it was around that, like after those two songs, it goes into that, and I was like, I'm just not sure. But I like left it playing, and like I feel like when it comes around the second half, I really like the second half of the album. Like in one of their things, they were like, oh, people might favor one half versus the other. I definitely prefer the second half. I love all those songs. So when it came back around, I was like, okay, you got me back in. I think I got it.
Yeah, for Hooligan, I kind of had this similar vibe where I was like, so there's a YouTuber who's a music reviewer, and I watched his take on it. I don't follow him, but I know of him, so I was like, okay. He gave it a 3 out of 10, which I thought was like kind of rude, but whatever. Everyone has their own opinion. But he did say like Hooligan, like they had the like almost Joker vibe laughter. And I was like, yeah, at first I was like, okay, I can see that criticism at first, but I can't stop now. Now I'm like, like I feel like it's supposed to be like that, like over the top, like fuck you, like I don't, you know. So you're like, okay, but also in K-pop, there's something with the Joker. So like, who cares?
I mean, yeah, there is that, but yeah, I feel like the vibe of it is supposed to be like very like insane carefree kind of thing where they're just like fuck it. Yeah, after I listened, I watched these interviews because they were airing like live, and I was like, I need to watch them. I need to be part of this. Okay. So the first one was the Studio Notes live, which was basically OT7 live, where they just go through like track by track and like talk about the process and stuff like that. They all looked insane in this. But this was also short hair Yoongi reveal. Cut all his beautiful luscious hair off, which at first I was like, why have you done this? But then obviously he can do no wrong in my eyes.
So. I know. But he even like talked about it before too, when he was like, oh my, he said it again. My parents love my long hair in this comeback. And then
I know. My assumption is that if you're about to go on tour, you'd cut it short, because then you don't have to worry about getting a haircut.
True.
Just let it grow out. So by the time they get here in August, I mean,
could be long.
Let's hope. Fingers crossed. Also in this was they released a statement about it, but this was like the first sort of like letting everyone know that RM broke his foot or whatever. Or I think he like sprained it, and he's basically like, I have to sit for like I felt so bad for him because he has to sit for the first show back in like 4 years or whatever.
The one guy who's the most excited to come back, pretty much, you know?
Yeah, like, he's like, I'm gonna be there, I'll do my best. And I mean, he did.
I mean, just slowly, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Jimin looked crazy. This was like my first intro into Jimin just like absolutely destroying my brain for this whole comeback. Because he looks really good here. He's got like shaggy hair. He's wearing like a cool jacket. I thought he looked like a rock star, and I was like, what the hell, this is crazy. Anyway, everyone looked crazy. J-Hope looked insane. His shirt was like half open, and he kept like leaning back in his chair, like spreading everywhere. We're like, we get it, like killing it, girl, we got it.
Yeah, our records completely wrecked us this comeback too, though. Like I can't.
Yeah, it was
J-Hope
crazy.
I cannot. This guy was crazy, and Jimin for you was crazy. I mean, Jimin was great, but like, obviously we still have our main guys. But I was like, I can't. These guys are fucking insane.
I know. I was like, there were a few moments where I was like, it's a good thing that I'm so set in my ways with Yoongi, because if I was being exposed cold to BTS right now, there's absolutely no way it wouldn't have been Jimin. He was insane, especially the live show, which we'll get to, but like that, I still can't, I'll never recover from Netflix live Jimin. I will never recover. We'll get to it though. Yeah, it was just like super cute to see them all together. I thought it was really fun. I took the screen cap because I thought it was so funny. They're like, it showed like an aerial of them, and everyone's like sitting in their individual seats. But every time you see Yoongi and Taehyung sitting next to each other, Taehyung's like basically sitting on him.
I mean,
like every time. So like this clip, they're like so tight together, and then it cut away to like a two shot of them, and Yoongi like moved away. It's like even he was like, "This is."
Especially like
Give me
Yugi
some
too. I feel like he's
space.
not one of the more like quote unquote cuddly ones. You know what I mean?
But it always seems like if he's Taeyong is next to him, he's like, I gotta touch this guy. I have to get my hands on this guy. Yeah, so basically some takeaways. I just made like a little takeaway that I got from I to watch so many interviews. There was a like funny part where Namjoon was basically like complaining about being the only one who speaks English, and he's like, "You guys have had like a decade to learn English," and everyone was like, "Yeah, but we're not," and they were like making fun of him, and he's like, it was cute because he said he wants to like joke around in English, but no one understands English in basic English, so they can't understand a joke in English either, and he's like, "I just want to joke." And then Jimin at one point basically called him out and was like, "You don't even translate for us anymore, so." Like you don't properly translate.
I feel like their English is like pretty decent. Like I feel like they can communicate in basic English, most of them.
I think some of them, like later when I'm watching the Jimmy Fallon one, I feel like J-Hope and Jungkook have a decent grasp on basic English. The other ones, maybe not. Maybe they just kind of get it, but like those two I feel like could hold a conversation. I feel like the other ones just rehearse something to say and then say it, and then if you ask us something they're like sure. But yeah, anyway, it was pretty funny. Like they were basically all making fun of him, and he was doing his like tired face where he's like,
he's done with them.
Why have I ended up in this life? RM and Suga were so cute talking about all the music. Like RM, I feel like, I guess RM is an E type, so he does talk a lot, but I just feel like he talks so much in this about like all the songs, and like it's always cute when they talk about music because then you see Suga gets like a little bit more animated, like actually talking.
Yeah,
like,
Angels.
Oh my god, he's back.
We'll talk briefly about the documentary, but yeah, it was nice to see. I've never really watched like a behind the scenes documentary with them yet. So yeah, it was really interesting to see the dynamic between RM and Suga, even like J-Hope a bit, but like those two specifically are clearly the ones that are the most involved in the overall concept. But
yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. I found J-Hope so interesting in that documentary.
Yeah.
Like the meme I keep seeing is, I hope somebody fights for me the way J-Hope fought for Arirang. The sample of it because he was so into it. Anyway, we'll talk about it. They talked about the swim music video. This is where it sort of started to like, I was starting to get like what they were doing, because they were talking about how like specifically it was chosen because it's different. There's like no dancing, they're hardly in it, there's like an actress in it and stuff like that. Like it was like all intentional to show like this is a new journey, new vibes for us or whatever. At one point Suga said it wasn't the only music video they filmed, and then they did release the dance one, but so I was like, I wonder if that's what he was talking about. But then in a later thing he also said we filmed a lot of music videos, so like,
and there's so many clues in Swim too. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also the songs that they're choosing to sing live, I'm like, you must be like gearing us up for something. They talked a little bit about Jin here as well. Like I just feel like it's just stupid to even like, it's not even like a conversation to have, but basically he's not credited on anything because he was only there for like 2 weeks to record. But all the members were like, you were touring, you did so much for us, like basically kept our legacy alive on your own, so like it's fine. But people are like showing him looking like not that happy. Like I feel like people are projecting.
Oh yeah, it's always how it works. I was gonna say this is I think the first time people are starting to build this lore that Jin's sad, and I think from what I've seen of content in the documentary, I think the man's tired.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's been times where he has said before where he thinks everyone else is more talented than him.
Yeah, which bums me out.
I know, I'm like, what are you talking about? But also like he has like the heart for it. Like, he literally did all that work on his own so that the name would still be around while everyone was, like,
I mean, that's like so
serving or whatever.
important.
So I'm like,
And his vocals are vocally. Like, I don't understand why he can't accept that he's like a good singer.
But I've also heard him say basically his like life's motto and life's goal is like just be happy. And he when he did Sushwita before serving, he said he was like, yeah, I'm like, I just like live my life. I'm happy. I do what I want. So I'm like, but anyway, basically the members were just like showing up for him, even though at this point no one had been saying anything. I feel like they just knew that people were going to say something.
Yeah.
They were like, don't even think about
Don't.
it. We love Jin.
Okay.
And then I liked seeing this a lot because it seemed to me that the younger members worked a lot on this album and they had like a lot of opinions about it. Like especially Jimin though, like a couple songs he was just like, I didn't like this song. I didn't want it to be on the album. Like straight up. Like he said he didn't like Faya.
Like in the interview?
Yeah, and he was like, I didn't want it to be on the album. I didn't get it. Like I didn't understand where it fit. He didn't like Faya, and there was another one he said he didn't like, I can't remember now. And he didn't want Swim to be the title track and like all this stuff. And he's like, I just like didn't see the vision and like I pushed back on all this. And they were like, do you like any of the songs? And he's like, oh, I get it now. I thought it was so nice. It was just so interesting to see like the rap line does a lot of work, but I was like, clearly the other people did like so much. And like later I put notes for individual songs where they like specifically were like, oh, this was like Jimin's song, this was Jungkook's song.
But same with the documentary. Like I was interesting to see the dynamic between the group too, of like just be like, I don't like this. Oh, damn. So that was the studio interview. And then
yeah, there was like an Apple interview, which was interesting to watch, more like just as a broad thing. They basically just talked about like the guy was just like asking them a lot of questions like, what was it like to get back together again? Is this like what you guys like? Basically they're all like, yeah, this was always like endgame. Like we want to be together, we always want to be together, and we'll be together forever for the rest of our lives. He did call Yoongi out at one point for like that first live he did when he came back. He was like, "Oh, everyone was like so excited. Like, do you do that on purpose, basically?" And he was like, "No, I just pop in if I want to." I'm like, "Okay, come on, man. You know what you're doing. I'll play games." Yeah, like in this is when I was like, I feel like Jin's okay, because in this he was basically like, I'm the happiest I ever am when I'm with members. Like my life would be so different without this. I love them. RM still talking about how he's not sure if he's a good leader or not. Classic RM.
Yeah, it's a very like, so the studio one has like this very intimate vibe and like basement look, and then the album was like so bright and just they're like such a cleaner look, as it were. But yeah, Jim won't shut up about them being family. I'm like, shut up.
I guess because he did do so much solo stuff while he was waiting, he had like a lot of experience being on his own, so he probably was like, oh my god, thank God.
He was the one that's been the longest without all of them together. Like, really?
Yeah.
Then let's get into the album. So, before breaking down the individual tracks, might as well just break down the only music video that's out right now, which is Swim. So, okay, again, so when I listen to the album, I listen to the album completely through, and then it's like 1 a.m. my time, and right, the music video is out, and I'm like, I'm screaming in my apartment watching this. Very beautiful music video, and I agree, it was more of a narrative style music video, and the symbolism of it all is quite beautiful, really, when you break down what the song is, what it means, and how it relates to the music video. So basically, it's this woman. The actress is Lily Reinhardt. She was in Riverdale as Betty, which is pretty big. She comes into a museum, and then she looks at this one boat, and then all of a sudden she's on the boat, and then on this, like, when we say boat, we're like old school sailboat, like, and she's going through this boat. She looks like kind of in distress sometimes, but the members are on there, but she can't see them. She can't interact with them really. So at the end of it, and they're all dressed in sailor outfits. Okay.
Don't even talk to me about sailor outfits.
So the basic overview that I grabbed from my virtual
Mm-hmm.
assistant is it begins alone in a museum, which represents the past, the identity. Going to the ocean is the transition into entering the unknown, mirroring BTS and their current adventure. They don't know where this new sound's going to take them. And in general, sea or water typically represents emotion. So in this case, fear, growth, freedom, uncertainty. Um, and in this scenario, the actress represents us, Army, the fans, going through their life. We get multiple emotions through our life, ups and downs, but BTS is always there as a guide for us, grounding us in our adventures. But they're not saviors. They're just there to be with us along the journey. Okay. They're walking alongside us, not controlling our path. And then I guess at the very end, she comes out of this and she's standing next to the display and she's like wet and she had a necklace and it says swim on it. Apparently, according to my virtual assistant, it was very important symbolism. But she takes off the necklace and it's supposed to like represent like letting go of the fears, labels, emotional weight, and choosing to move forward freely. Okay. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of like that breakdown of the music video.
Mm-hmm.
They all look insane.
I know they look insane in this. When I watched it, I was like a little more like stuck on the song of it, so I was like only catching like little glimpses of like what I was actually watching, but I was like, this is yeah. They look crazy.
Jimin in this is like an actual ethereal angel. He's an
Insane.
ethereal angel in this. What are we talking about? RM looks like the captain that he is. J-Hope looks like an admiral, and he has he has a scene like his lyrics in it, or he has a lyric that's like drip, but I can't remember what it's
Oh,
before that. Anyway,
splash,
splash,
strip,
splash,
yeah.
drip. Okay, but
And
during
he's,
this
like,
moment in the music video,
wet.
he's like wet and he's like he's completely wet and dancing. You're like, okay, I don't know.
Well, apparently it was actually raining that day. They were very clear that that was not fake water.
Okay.
He was like, I was actually soaking wet from rain. I'm like, okay,
All right,
method.
got it. And I love this sequence of the song too. I love his rap in this part, or it's like whatever soft rap singing, whatever.
Mhm.
In the choreography too, they're all like circling him. I'm like, yes, pop off king. Jungkook, yeah, of course, and then Suga, looking crazy. But yeah, there is this moment where the actress is walking through, and then it rock focuses to Suga right behind her shoulder. At the moment that happened,
I know. I was like, whoa.
actually-
At that part, I don't know what it is about that shot. I was like, oh my
No,
god.
I actually screamed aloud when that happened the first time because it just meant like I was like, he's there, he's waiting for us, he's watching
He's
us.
watching.
B, of course, looking like a model, like he always does. Jin looks great too, but there's this moment where he's just looking out a porthole at like the actress, like
Yeah.
floating, like it's okay, it's okay.
Jin's yearning in
He
this
is,
one.
yes, that's a good word for it, yearning. He loves Army. He just wants Army to be okay. And there's a couple moments in this music video where they hint to Normal. So I think Normal is going to be a
Yeah.
music video. There's a book that she interacts with that's just called Normal, and then there's Morse code that RM is writing out that apparently reads Normal. Okay?
The only other thing I'll say is their little jaunty sailor outfits.
That was, yeah.
I'll never get over those. Like they're wearing like
Like
matching
old
like
school
white
50s sailors.
swabbing the deck or whatever.
And like they're wet. Like Sugar's like wet through his white shirt. Did you see that?
I know, I saw some comments being like his shirt's like see-through. Like I know. We know, okay?
I know this like felt like the most inappropriate part of the music video because I'm like,
I don't know. I also like V, his sleeves are like rolled up and like arm. I was like, I'll never get over this. Like, they look so crazy in these outfits. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh,
I
that's kind
know.
of silly, like little sailor boys. And then I was like,
Yeah, it's like they didn't need to do this to us
Okay.
because it does feel like kind of semi out of place.
That's what, okay, that's also what I think.
No,
Yeah, this is,
they
no,
didn't need to do
this
this.
is
They
not
did this
necessary.
only for Army. They did this only for us because they're also kind of goofy. Like even the way RM and Jin are pulling the rope, they kind of have goofy faces on, you know. And it kind of like doesn't. It kind of takes away from the other like mood and
Yeah.
vibes. So I'm like, I mean, I am not complaining, of course, but
I know, I'm like, this is so crazy, but like, I don't know why they did this, but
the only other thing with the sailor outfits that they do, they have like a big wheel in the center of the boat that there's an aerial shot of them pushing it, and it does have very reminiscent vibes of like spring. Like there's always like a
yeah,
Ferris wheel
kind of like a
or
merry-go-round.
yeah,
Yeah, same thing.
merry-go-round. So it feels very symbolic to like their past lore or just consistently moving
Yeah.
forward or whatever. So that was so far as the only music video we have.
Yeah, they eventually released like a dance video and then like a dance practice video for us. Like there is like a choreography to this song. It's very
Which
like
again is so beautiful. I love it.
yeah, very like simple and like
Modern,
flowy.
but more modern dancey.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, very which I loved it.
And they form a boat in the choreography.
Oh girl, I didn't even like know.
I didn't notice either, but somebody commented and I was like, oh my god, they're making a boat. With their bodies.
So on March 23rd, they released the performance video, which was like, it's like so funny nowadays. Performance videos. I'm like, this is a full production. This is not just like
yeah, I know. I was kind of like, this is not really a performance.
Yeah, it's like a
video.
full-on other video, but it's basically them still on the set. It looks like of like, and they got like a whole new wardrobe and set looking still incredibly as
I forgot how. Yeah, they're
insane.
so snatched in this video. It's crazy.
They're so crazy. Jungkook has like this like more like pirate aspect fit. Jimin has gloves on. I'm like, V has the biggest V neck, all the way down with like chains on. Okay, shoulders has like this like open shoulder, which I saw a meme, which I totally agree with. Him showing us the shoulder like this is like a Victorian ankle, literally.
Literally.
And then RM has this like flowy blue navy pirate-esque shirt and his chest is popping. Okay?
His chest is always popping.
I mean, it looks good here. J-Hope, Jin, yeah, all killing it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they form a boat. Yeah, what are we talking about?
Yeah, just the way that they stand, like someone's at the peak, and then it kind of like literally looks like boat shape, and then they do a lot of that stuff where someone's in the middle and they're like kind of walking
The
around
Hopi
them.
Cook.
Every outfit that they've busted out in this whole comeback, I was like, how can it get any better?
Actually though, we'll talk about it again. We'll talk about it. But there's
We will talk about it again.
We'll talk about it again. But there's another Spotify one, I think, performance or something, where it's like a completely different vibe. And I'm like,
oh yeah, they're wearing like, I think Jungkook's wearing like a racer jacket or something. It's like totally.
It kind of reminds me of like J-Hope's like a Killing It girl like look, like that aesthetic of like when he has no shirt on. That type of jacket and like the jeans. Anyway, but completely different vibe. I'm like, they still are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the actual album. Okay, so I have kind of like an overview of what the whole vibe of the album. Again, this is just
the story.
the legend story. Again, this is from my digital agent, so don't, you know.
Yeah, I already have some qualms with what your virtual assistant was saying.
I know,
but
keep
sure.
it in mind. They're not always good. Act 1 could represent a return in the chaos of coming back. So that would include Body to Body, Hooligan, Aliens. They're coming back, but something feels off.
Sure.
Act 2, Identity Crisis. Faya 2.0, Number 29. We don't know who we are anymore.
This is where I was like, I don't think, because in their interviews, they literally were like, 2.0 is like literally like, this is us now. So like, what do you mean we don't know who we are? This is who we are. This is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Like 2.0 is the new version of us.
Yeah.
This is us.
Yeah, Identity Crisis. This is the new us.
Maybe like Army's having an identity crisis, but BTS is like, this is us now.
Yeah, Army's having a crisis. Act 3 is a turning point with Swim. That I can see. That, just move forward, stop fighting. Act 4, reflection, merry-go-round, normal, like animals. Let's face reality, honestly. And then it has the emotional resolution of they don't know about us, which, okay, please, and into the sun. We accept who we are now. Yeah, okay, fine. So that was a basic overview, sure. But I do at least agree with like how they've grouped the songs. I do feel like there's those type of different sections of the album.
Yeah, I mean, they sort of said something similar but they grouped it just basically like Act 1 and Act 2. And like number 29 is basically like
the midpoint.
The hard cut to like section 2 or whatever. They didn't go that far, but it is basically the same thing.
Okay. We're finally getting to the track list. Okay, everyone. Song 1, Body to Body.
I know.
First song off the album. I loved it right away. And this song will come up in, I mean, might as well just talk a bit about, while we're going through this, talk about the documentary, because it comes into play.
Yeah.
But, so on just a couple days ago, they released a Netflix documentary about the making of this album. And so there's a lot of references. This song particularly had a lot of discourse within the group, because they sample Arirang, with like a traditional folk singing. And I can't recall, I feel like they went with the second version, right? I feel like that's the one they went with.
I think it's a mix of the two, because they did like a version where Arirang is under their singing, and then they did a version where there was like quite a long just Arirang playing, and it didn't have the like cut back to RM at the end. It just kind of like faded out with that. But I think they go somewhere in the middle, because I don't think the sample is quite that long. It's basically like one verse sort of, and then they cut back to RM and then the song ends. So I think it's kind of like a compromise. Like they kind of landed somewhere in the middle. But yeah, there was like a huge discourse because some of the members thought, I think that they don't think that they can stand in the same legacy. I feel like they don't get their legacy that much, or they don't, like, they're too humble to be like, yeah, that's what's up. They just like, no, we're still like just guys, and like we can't be saying like we represent Arirang. So like that's, I feel like where that's kind of like where some of their discourse came from, where they were like, are we like, should we really be like using this and like taking this for our own kind of thing? But like the whole time J-Hope was like, this is fire, like this is so, I'm obsessed with this. He's like dancing, he's smiling so, I keep seeing all these memes where he's smiling like so big, and then it cuts to him like dead face, and he's like,
yeah, there's that, I sent you the meme a while ago. I didn't realize it was from the documentary until now, and it's so much funnier, where it's Army listening to Arirang and it's J-Hope dancing like crazy, and then it's like it's like RM right next to him being like not excited. It's like non-Army fans watching me, and that's literally it. But I think J-Hope really fought for the first version though, like the one where it was more the.
Yeah, he did say, I think he said like if he had to choose between the two, he would have done the first one. I think at that point in the documentary, that's like kind of after everyone had accepted like we are going to use it, and I think originally RM was like we shouldn't use it at all, and then when he was like I thought about it, and I was like, look, if we're gonna go all in, we should go all in. And that's why he was saying more like the longer one, because he was like, if we're gonna do it, we might as well just do it. So I think that's why they come in with the compromise of like they're kind of doing it all, but like maybe it's not quite as long or whatever.
When I listened to this, so again, I didn't know any of this. I knew Arirang was going to be in this album, of course, because it was that. I had no idea how they're going to integrate it, anything like that. Yeah. So I hear me midnight on the couch listening to it, and that's when I loved it. I loved it, and I was crying and all that. I am someone though that loves when someone brings in their culture into the music, so like I'm already like more willing maybe to accept it, but I thought it fit, and I love that they loop back RM at the end. I was like, oh yeah, kind of like what J-Hope goes like, yeah. So I liked it. I don't know if it personally goes with the lyrics that they're singing in the song, but kind of maybe. I didn't really look up the lyrics so much of the song. I know you have some here. I
think like it was a little frustrating to watch the documentary, because they did kind of say that, where they were like, audiences would love like this, like audience likes when they get to like see a little peek of culture or whatever, like that's usually something people like, and they all the like the members that were against it were like, I don't know about that. It was so frustrating, because I was like, no, like we love that, like we literally love that. And like I think at one point someone did kind of mention, like I think it was their CEO, he was like, imagine like international fans like singing this song, like they're like accepting our like folk song and they're gonna sing it back to you later, like that's just like a moment waiting to happen kind of thing. And I was like, no, like can you just like imagine? That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think it was like the actual big hit guy, right? That was
Yeah.
him, right? Yeah. I agreed with him, but I also it was like, oh, but it's your decision. It's like your decision. All right, and you're like, okay, well, like
I mean,
I'm like,
yeah.
obviously you're putting pressure on it, but I had the same thought. I'm like, personally, it was frustrating to see like that they don't think or they don't realize that their pull on the world for Korea
Yeah.
sometimes. Because I get it, like they're in their own space, they think they're normal people, which they, in their right they are. But I'm like, it's true. Like, who else can do this? And I think RM comes to that conclusion and he goes, we are probably the best group to do this. Like, even
Yeah.
if another K-pop group wanted to do it, we're probably the ones that are going to touch the most cultures outside of Korea. And I think he does realize that
Yeah.
and comes to that and be like, okay, well, this is we're the ones to be able to do this, even if I like emotionally don't feel like I want to do that. Logically, he comes to that because it's true. Like, if any K-pop band's going to do it, it's probably them. Like the one that's going to have the most impact across
Yeah.
all of us. So
I saw a lot of stuff from that scene specifically where they're talking to the CEO and like he is kind of doing the thing where it's like, yeah, like well, this is what we think, but like it was up to you or whatever. And like people were like kind of projecting that RM is like not trying not to be confrontational, and then Hobie's just like, actually I would like this, we will keep this, I want to keep it. And he's like speaking up for them, and they were like, oh, it's so like cool to see like he's respectful and professional, but also like no, like making decisions like we're gonna do this whether or if you don't like the version that we have, we don't care, we're doing what we want or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's so true. Like, I just found him so fascinating in that discourse of the documentary. He was just like, no, it's good, we need to keep it, we need to do this. And everyone's like, oh, I don't know. And he's like giving them stank face like, no, we need to keep this.
yeah, and it was interesting to see like Jimin. I was surprised how bold he was with the other members. Like that was surprising to me where he was like, no.
That's what I mean. Like when when he was talking in the live, and he was like, everyone was like, oh, you hated this song. Like after seeing the documentary, like you just kind of imagine that he was like very outspoken from what we saw, even more so from what we didn't see. The way that they talked about him, like he must have just like, he's like so passionate about the album.
He really was, and that was the thing. What I did notice too is like, even if there was like massive disagreement, there was no like ego in it. It felt like too like there's none of the other members took it personally, which was great. Like they're just like trying to come to a consensus because yes, all 7 of these members genuinely wanted this album to be the best it could be for not just K-pop but the world. You know, all of us.
They do talk like that a lot, where they're like, oh, like we get along. Like, I mean, they say that they used to fight a lot before too, and now they just kind of like get each other or whatever. But like to actually see it in motion, like in the documentary when they don't agree, like nobody was like, this is bullshit or whatever. They were just like, I don't know, what about this or whatever. Like it is like whatever they're saying is true. They really are like a unit.
Really, it's true. It was again very fascinating to see them come in and out of recording and all of that, and even some of the more reserved, like Jungkook. Yeah, there's not a lot of Jungkook in this documentary, really.
Yeah,
he seems
and
very
when he
reserved.
is, he's very quiet.
Yeah, he's way more reserved than I.
We'll get into the. We will get into
bye.
things. Stick to body for now. Because I got a lot of thoughts about people in that documentary.
All right, jeez. Okay, so that's body to body. So, yes, they source Arirang in it towards the end of the song, and I will just say like V's vocals in this whole album shook me. Like he doesn't sound anything like I've heard him sing before, but it's so powerful. He like sings more of his like lower register and more like I want to say almost like rock-y, like not so much his croony style. It just comes like I had to look up who sings some of these parts because V every time it was usually V or Jimin is singing in his lower register. Girl, but anyway, yeah. So V in this song he sings in his lower register and it's like insane. So yeah. So there's also a lyric that J-Hope says it's so tight. That's literally.
I know that part. I was like,
Oh.
what are we saying?
I know. I'm
here?
like, they have to know what they're saying because it goes, it's so tight. And pause.
And he's like, I mean,
not like that. You're basically, you're like, dude, you know what
Yeah,
you're doing, brother.
Yeah, and then they put Arirang in there, and I looked up the translations. I was curious what they were saying. Basically, they're saying, the one who leaves me behind won't get 10 miles before their feet hurt. Is like part of the translation.
Damn.
Basically, you won't get that far without me. And then, yeah, I don't know, girl. I can't. The part Jimin saying, "I need some body to body." I'm like, they can't sing that live. They can't. I can't hear that.
I think V sings it at one point, and probably.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
He does. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's the vocals are vocally. It's kind of insane. So my little virtual assistant, this is what it said about the song. Opens with interpolation of the traditional Arirang melody and focus on connection after distance. Deeper layer, body isn't just physical, it's presence. Reality versus digital connection. Okay.
I read that it was supposed to be like the crowd, like body to body in like at a show.
Oh.
That's what I read, which makes more sense to me because it's like literally like I need the whole stadium to jump. Like it's literally about being at the show, right?
Oh my god. And especially like after them not being like performing in front of the crowd. Girl.
That's why when I heard it, I thought it was like, it sounded to me like a concert opener.
It better be. Okay, so that's Body Body. Do you have anything else to say about it?
I mean, I have a lot to say
Banger.
about it.
Straight up banger. Okay.
I'll move on.
We gotta go on. Okay. Next was Hooligan. Now, girl, like we talked briefly about it. At first, I was like, this might be a little cringy, but I don't even care. I love the sword, or like the knives crossing as a beat, and then the triplet ha 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 by J-Hope. I was like, okay, I love it. And then interesting that you found out that this was mostly JK that did this song.
That's what they said when they were going through track by track in the live. They said basically he like kind of, it seems like he took the lead on the song. He wrote a lot of the lyrics. They also said that he wrote the ha 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 part,
which I'm like,
and they were like, it's so hard. Like we didn't like this part because it's so hard to sing.
I like it. It pumps me up to be like, if I need to get pumped up to like do a speech or something, I'll be like this. Cause I'm like, this line that you pulled out is corny as hell to me.
I think it's so good. I love it.
I love it.
I love them saying we're the mess. I just love that. Like that's so good.
I don't even get it. I honestly don't even get it. I think that's why it doesn't resonate with me. I get trying to like, okay, just you read it then. You read the lyric.
RM says, "We the mess gotta get a bigger mop here. This that K gotta get a better pop here." I think the mess part makes sense to me because like, if you are better than someone, you're like sweeping them away, right?
Right.
You're like cleaning up their mess. But RM's basically saying like, we're such a mess that you can't like, you need a bigger mop to get rid of us, and no one's bigger than them.
Okay. Okay.
And then the K part, I don't know how true this is, but apparently in an old interview, somebody asked them like what he thought about how they put K in front of everything for Korea, like K-pop, whatever. And he called it a premium label.
Oh, okay.
To have that K there. So he's not one of those guys that's like, why we call it K-pop? He's like, no, it's literally
premium. Well, yeah.
I don't know how true that is for the line itself, but like it does kind of make sense to me. I just loved it. The concept of being like, we're the mess. I just love that.
I was like, I felt like trying too hard to rhyme like K-pop into a rhyme, but whatever. Virtual Assistant said it has chaotic and rebellious energy. True. BTS confronting expectations to be perfect. Pressure to come back bigger than ever. We're not your polished idols anymore. We survived something real. Oh, that's not bad. I kind of agree with it. I'm like going through it. I feel like Body to Body and Hooligan are like top for me. So my top songs for this album.
They're up there for sure, but I think my favorite songs is Don't Know About Us.
Aliens though is the next song.
I like the concept of this song because it's basically, I mean, I don't know what your assistant said, but it's basically about them being like, people are perceive them as like these alien people, but like what they're doing is just like Korean stuff. Like we're just the Korean guys living Korean lives, but everyone globally looks at us like, oh, we're doing this crazy like bizarre alien things. So I love the concept of the song is great. I just don't really like. I don't like the high pitch alien part. I don't like the way that it's like sung as much. And I mean, it's mostly Jimin, which makes me sad. And he can slay it, the high vocal. But I just don't really like it that much. It's a little too high for me.
From the YouTuber that reviewed it had a similar take on like he did not like how like that sounded like the aliens part. I'm like, that's not my favorite song either, but
concept though?
Yeah.
I love the idea that they're basically being like, we're gonna keep being Korean because we are Korean. Because at one point they say, like when you come to my house, you got to take your shoes off, which is like a Korean tradition thing. They call out a guy named Kim Gyu, who's like this famous activist from Korea, from like the 20s and 40s. They talk about Jungmori in one of the lyrics, which is like a traditional Korean music. Like there's a lot of like reference there.
Oh,
I love
cool.
the concept.
Yeah, I never even picked any of. Okay, that is cool to know that they brought so much.
And then there's the part where J-Hope's like, don't I look funny or whatever? And he's like, whatever, just move. Like just dance or whatever. Like doesn't matter what I look like, just dance to my like sick ass beats.
That is an interesting line because I feel like he's gotten that a lot throughout his career, right?
Yeah.
Like people like clowning him for being like ugly, which is insane.
Yeah, insane.
Or like the clown of the group, or like he's like, "But you're gonna dance, aren't you?"
Yeah, but you're still gonna dance.
Oh, you're gonna dance my music. And our virtuoso said, "Feeling
Yeah, like I don't know what the virtual guy said, but
it kind of makes sense. Feeling disconnected from the world. It's kind of what you were saying, like how they feel disconnected from, or the world is disconnected, like from what they're just these guys from Korea doing music, but the world sees it as, oh my god, you guys are crazy or whatever. Fame after absence, returning but not belonging anywhere. Could reflect coming back older, changed identities. We left as one version of ourselves and came back as strangers.
Yeah, I'm like,
Maybe.
To me, it seems more like they're saying like we know who we are. You think we're aliens, but
yeah,
we know who we are.
We know we're Korean, like we're Korean fire or fire. Now this one is also another corny song. Like the lyrics are like very basic and very corny. Like
this to me felt the most like an old BTS song.
Yes.
Like if I think about like Idol and like Mic Drop, this kind of like it slots in there somewhere.
Yeah, when this first came out, when I first listened to it, I was like dancing, but like the actual lyrics themselves though, that's where it lacks for me. Like they're just like everything lit is fire, everything is fire, everything's fire. I'm like, okay.
I love it. RM is so sexy in this song.
I like the song, of course. I'm never not gonna dance to the song, and I do love the banger line, "Club go crazy like Britney, baby, hit me one more time." I like scream when I heard that the first time. Okay, so that I do, but it's like the rest of it, it's just like, I mean, again, not every song needs to be like the most lyrically bound song ever or whatever. So, and again, I am always gonna be dancing to this song. This song is the dance song of this album.
Yeah, I loved it though. As soon as he started singing in that low voice, I was like,
"Girl, I mean, yeah, I mean." Yeah.
Like whatever's happening in this song, this one probably is up higher on my list. I did really love this song.
I feel like it's like in the middle for me because it's, again, I do love the beat. I will always answer it. It's a crazy beat. Our little virtual assistant said aggressive high energy flex track, which is true. 2.0.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like the most sexy fuck you.
Yeah, it took me so long to get into the song. It's but now I can't stop singing the hook in the song too. So okay. But and the dance we've seen, the dance we've seen though, crazy so far. But yeah, I think the concept behind it, it's just like we're back, baby, and this is us. So virtual assistant says meaning is reinvention, which it's them coming back to their new sound.
I mean, they call this post-military they keep referring it to as like Act 2 or BTS 2.0. So like this is literally them being like, this is the next act for BTS. Like this is who we're going to be.
And then after that, it goes right into number 29. So yeah, it's like this is who we are, and then boom, we're gonna go into like the next section of the album. Which again, this is quite experimental, truly. Like it's just like a gong sound of the divine bell of King Songdeok, an artifact cast in 771 AD, and officially designated as South Korea's national treasure. Number 29. The track is 1 minute 37 because that's how long it takes for the bell's sound to completely die out. It's supposed to break the album tonal shift. But yes, so there's a lot of funny memes about this as well, the song as well, being like, can you actually hear it? But if you're really listening to headphones, you can hear the resonation end at the very end. It's really cool if you really listen to it. But
I thought it's so like speaks to their pull so much that this song is also in the top 20 songs
that is cool.
That have been listened to. Like people aren't skipping this track at all. Like it's still like, I think it was even above some of the other songs on this album.
That's nuts.
Like 1 or 2 above. I think it was above Into the Sun, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Look, I love that song. Don't. But I get like it also like when I look at those lists, the top one is always track 1 and the bottom one is always the last track, which is like there's obviously like people starting the album and not finishing it for whatever reason that is playing into it. But at the same time, still, I thought it was pretty sick that this made like top 20 most listened to songs when it came out. People were like, no, we're playing the whole album top to bottom, no skips.
Yeah, so I when this album came out, I had to travel for like 5 hours in the car, and I listened to the album like 3 times straight, and I was not skipping any of them for at least the first couple. Then I skipped some of them, but like, yeah, I was like, no, I'm listening to this full album, top to bottom, no skips. But it happened to me though, because on Spotify they have like an on repeat playlist or whatever, and the first like 5 tracks are on there, but not the other ones, because I kept wanting to listen to the full album through, but someone kept interrupting me, so I kept going back. So yes, I think that has a lot to do with it as well. So after that is the title track Swim, which is in all English. Did you write that or did I write this? My man.
I did. That's Sugar. It's like Sugar's line.
Oh, salt on my tongue. She's stunning.
That's what I'm saying. My man.
This is a beautiful song. I love this song now. I can't stop listening to it. I feel like on my travels, they released a remix EP, whatever, of all these songs. I've listened to that album like 4 times already. And
I really like this song, but at the same time, I'm like, I've heard Swim a lot.
Yeah.
In the last week. And like, I like it, but I also want to hear other stuff.
Yeah, I was starting to, even me, like, going through this Swim EP thing, towards the end, I was like, okay, I really don't want to get sick of this song at this point, because I do really like the song. So I started getting sick of it a little bit, because I was like, I gotta chill. But we kind of went over the theme of the song already, talking about the music video, so it's, moving through uncertainty, central metaphor of the album, life is the ocean, we're just getting through whatever. Okay. The remixes, so
I think we both thought, because it's each member, we both thought that it was going to be like the member singing the song.
I thought it was, but no.
That's not what it was. It was just like, I guess like a remix done like in their name, in their style, I guess. So it was like, it would say Swim with RM with Jin, and then in brackets it says what type of music it was, like music styling. So for RMs, chill hip hop remix, absolutely RM coded. When it went, because that's the first one, when it played, I was like, oh, it's just like a different beat in the background, and I didn't think that this one was that different.
I agree. It wasn't
So I was like, oh, okay, like, sure, that's what this whole thing's. And then like the next one was Jin's, which was an alt rock remix, which was like slightly different, but still like not that different. So I was like, oh, this is the whole album is just gonna be like,
how do you say it's not different? It's like literally a whole different vibe to the song.
I didn't find the beat to be like overly.
They have a whole guitar solo in it. What do you want about?
It didn't
crazy.
stand out to me.
You're crazy. Suga's version, girl. I knew.
Yeah, that's when I was like, when that one came on, I was like, okay, this one's different. This is way different. Like the tempo is different. Like the tone is like they just did a lot different for that. I was like, okay, now we're talking.
I was so okay, if we're gonna rank them, this was my favorite. I can't even deny that.
I know. I knew when you were like, oh, we should rank them. It had been like 5 minutes, and I was like, there's no way you can't be that far into the album already. So like, I know we have the same favorite.
When I said that, I was actually talking about Jin's. Like at that moment, I was. But
Wow.
then and then I kept texting you because it kept getting better for me. I was like, oh my god. But Sugar's was still the best because you know me. I love a melodic techno remix. I love a melodic techno song. I wrote notes on this. I wrote, I'm flying through time and space. Let's say it's a Sugar's best. And I was really shocked with this remix though from Suga, because whenever I think of him, I think of like Augustine music, like if it's him doing the music. But this was a full like club beat version. So I produced a Suga in full effect here. My God, this was so cool.
I just wrote not to be too obsessed, but this one was the most different. This one was the best.
It was, and it was the long. I noticed too the time. It was like 3 minutes and 30 seconds, which is much like almost a minute longer than the actual song. Then next was J-Hope's Afrobeat. I also loved this. I just thought it was it felt like I was like on a beach. I'm gonna like just like enjoy the vibes of the song, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funky.
Jimin had a slow jam R&B mix.
I was expecting it to be slower, so the fact that it was still like kind of funky, I was like, oh, this is kind of good. When I saw slow jam R&B, I thought it was gonna be like.
You would like it.
I thought it was gonna be like Jungkook's, which, spoiler alert, I didn't really like his.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, his is the only reason I like Jungkook's is it, like again, it is lower on my list of these remixes, but it really slowed it down where it just stripped it bare to the vocals, and I could really hear the lyrics more, as it were. But
yeah, I mean, technically it was quite different as well with the tempo and all that, but like I just thought it was a little too slow for me.
Yeah, it was a little sleepy, which is what lo-fi is, right?
Yeah.
It is supposed to be a relaxed, slower beat. But then V's was electronic remix.
That was my second favorite one.
Yes,
I liked
girl.
that one a lot too.
I was surprised that you were gonna. This also surprised me though. This was V's remix. He again strikes me like his personal music that he's made. It's very slow and crooner. Like I would also more assume that he would have done Jimin's version. Like that would be more V's style.
Yeah.
So I was surprised by the two that I liked the most being Suga and V's. So I put it Suga, V, Jin, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, JK. So that was my order.
I would say Suga, V, Jimin, J-Hope, Jin, RM, Jungkook.
Okay. We're pretty close. Pretty closely along.
But I saved like the Suga and the V ones to my sort of like generic big playlist because I was like, it'd be fun if it came on shuffle. Those two would be like fun ones to come on. But I didn't save the other ones because I was like, I can't have that much Swim on my playlist. I
can't do it. Okay, but yeah, okay, that's Swim. Okay, next, Merry-Go-Round. For me, this is a pass. The song was a pass for me. Nothing stuck out to me about the song.
I like it, but like, I like it in the concept. Like, if I'm listening to album front to back, I'm like, great, we're on Merry-Go-Round now, perfect.
Yeah.
But like, it's definitely not one of my favorites. And like in the live, Jimin was like, I hope this is the new Spring Day, and I was like, boy,
no way,
no
absolutely
way.
not. It doesn't. No, I know it's unfortunate because I could see where it could be, and like you wrote here, like the lyrics are quite nice, and like I like the, like trying to like keep going through life and pushing through, and sometimes it's really hard and you just get stuck in a rut or whatever, right? But if you're trying to compare it to Spring Day has this like, at least in the way they recorded it and performed, it has this very emotional tone to it. I didn't get that from the scene even of it. We're already here. This is my favorite song because I feel like I just resonate the most with the song. like what is normal? Like what are we even talking about basically in this world? And we've often criticized other artists for like being like, oh, I'm so famous and like, blah. But this is how you do it if you want to do that. Like this is the type of song you write because it also appeals to like me as like a normal everyday person, be like, what the fuck is normal? Like what are we actually doing in this world? Like what are we even talking about? What do you like? You put here, you heard the things they're calling. Like what do you even want from me? Like what do you like? You say you want me, but they're also gonna like call me a fucking
Well, yeah, he says like, you said you wanted all of me. What is even
yeah.
all of me? Like
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. What do we anyway? So
Literally.
yes, I loved that aspect of it. I will when this comes on, like, I will lose my voice singing this song. I'm just saying that. Normal then goes into like animals, girl,
Girl.
girl. Um,
Girl.
they also perform. Okay, there's so many things about this song that I love. It's more of like an alternative song. It doesn't really sound super poppy to me. They also have a guitar solo in it. Hello, which I'm assuming is Suga inspired. Girl.
I've just like, we listened to this song and we were like, this song is so feral. Like this song's
It is.
crazy.
Well, literally.
And they
Literally.
the chorus is literally like, if you want to be animals, we can be animals. And like at multiple times somebody says the line, we can go all night.
Girl.
Also, I love the way that they performed this in the
Yes.
live. They were just like
Yes.
sitting on stairs
stage.
for the whole song.
I loved that.
I was
Me
like,
too.
this is
It was
crazy.
like this like
This
raw,
is the
like
craziest thing I've ever seen.
raw, intimate song. And also, I didn't even know before this that there's a beautiful siren portion of the song where it's like this, and it's fucking Jin. Of course, it's Jin. I'm like, holy shit! I almost fainted, and I think I saw a lot of memes about it too, being like, if I'm gonna have a siren bring me to my death, it's gonna be Jin. Like, yeah. Well, speaking of that, the next song, They Don't Know About Us. Okay. Which, yes, this is a very up on the list for me. I know you said this is probably your favorite. This is definitely up there, for sure.
I think so. Yeah. I will say in the live, they basically said Jimin wrote this song. So we can
That's
thank
awesome.
Jimin for that.
Which is, again, he's such an interesting person to me because he's like the most sweet, beautiful soul on this planet. He was so, like, so confident. Like, he was so adamant on certain things. And then to think that he wrote this song.
I think it seemed like they were, when in the interview they were like, you know, bigging him up like, oh, Jimin, this was your song, this is your song. But it seemed more like he and Hopi worked on it together. It did seem like he had more into it, but they were all just kind of like, it's your song.
Oh, yeah. Because I kind of, yeah. J-Hope's rap in this is also, I almost fainted.
Dang, this
Girl.
song's so good.
The song, J-Hope does this like more like mumble-ish, like lower rap voice. I'm like, what the hell am I listening to? And also Jimin in this song sings in his absolute low register. Girl, it's insane.
I feel like if they did this live, this is when I would be like screaming.
Oh yeah, I hope they do. But yeah, it's a very like you wrote it as like this.
It's a fuck you song. It's the sexiest fuck you.
It's pretty much
because they're basically saying like everyone thinks of this, and we're like, yeah, whatever. Like at the line where they're like, you say we've changed, and like, yeah, we also think that.
yeah, exactly.
Of course we've
I know
changed.
this line too is quite yeah. They're special among Asians. Heroic beings too hard to break. We can't relate. We're just 7 people. Like, girl, yes. Yeah, no, I love it. It's yeah. It feels basically like what we were just talking about, where all these people are gonna come in and be like, BTS, and like, yeah, you don't fucking know about us, dude. You don't. You don't know what we're about.
I tried to look up because
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
the intro was like a sample, so I was like wondering what it was from. But there's no sample credited that I could find. And a lot of people were commenting saying that the background vocals are attributed to RM and Jimin, and everyone thinks that that intro is Jimin.
So the song starts with like what sounds like a very like 1950s old.
Yeah, it's like they say something like something your voice can calm the
Yeah.
sea. I can't remember the first part. But yeah, it's a very like almost like a haunting like sea shanty or something.
Like you would hear it in like BioShock or something.
Yeah, it's straight out of BioShock for sure. But yeah, I couldn't find a sample credited anywhere, and like people were commenting also looking for whatever the sample was, and like all the comments were like, pretty sure it's Jimin. And I was like,
I mean, I guess if you pitch it a certain way, which they did,
yeah,
could be
if
him.
you edit it,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. I was like, if that's true.
Our little virtual assistant, yeah, it's an intimate defensive song, which okay, because it is a very like no,
Yeah,
but like
sure.
that's I'm like, trying to describe because it is very like kind of like mellow, but it's like more intimate for sure. BTS versus public perception, BTS and ARMY versus outsiders. Yeah, it is BTS and ARMY.
I know, that part made me laugh because I'm like, I kind of think that they're talking about ARMY a little bit here as well. So it's funny to be like, oh, it's us, both of us together. But meanwhile, BTS is like, it's also you. You're also doing this. We're like, no, it's you and we're in on this too.
Okay, so the next song is One More Night, Girl.
This is what I'm saying. The second half of this album, I was like,
it's sexy. It's a
this
sexy
is crazy.
album.
It is, yeah, it goes crazy in the second half. I was like,
It's-
this is my half of the album.
Yeah, no, this song though, I really like the vibe of the song. When I first listened to it, like the first listen through, I was like, yeah, this. And then I kind of didn't like it as much as my second listens, but I still really liked it. It's a great song.
I think it's supposed to be another body to body thing, like a concert thing, like one more night, one more concert, one more show. I think it's supposed to be that, but
There's nuance here because
Yeah.
I think there's a line that says something about like 24 hours. Like I need to be with you like 24 hours. I'm like, okay. But yeah, it's got like a more like I want to say like mellow clubby vibe song to it. Like I felt like I was like dancing to it when I'm listening to it.
there's a line in there where Yoongi says, "You're a gift just for existing." So
Thank you. Thank you, Yoongi.
yeah, you're welcome. They do say 24 hours in the tub, which I think is such a bizarre line.
That's what I'm saying. 24 hours in the tub?
Like 24
Oh.
hours in a bath is crazy. You're like dead.
They didn't say water's in the tub. It's just two bodies in a tub.
I mean, I guess that's true.
Okay. Anyway, it's One More Night, okay? It's a good song. It's sexy. It's all of it, okay? The next song is Please.
Again, I love this song.
Girl. I know, of course you would. That's not my favorite.
This is like the peak. This is peak RM to me from this whole album.
I know, that I agree. I know. I do agree with that, but like the overall song, I mean,
Girl, you're crazy.
I'm like, I know I think like they sing something about like being on their knees for you. I'm like, girl.
I'm saying, girl.
It's more of like I feel like a mellow vibe song, if I can recall it
Yeah.
correctly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I know that's just not my overall vibe, but obviously these lyrics are insane. RM like
You got me
says,
all
says,
day, all night. Front,
hug
back,
me in the
left, right.
front. Girl, I need you. Like, oh me, oh my. Oh, you got me. Like, yeah, I know.
I'm
okay?
saying it's peak RM.
It's peak vulnerability too, apparently.
I mean,
Possibly their most honest track, asking for understanding. BTS without the armor. The last song. This song's got a lot of things going into it. Into the Sun.
don't. I will say the singing tone, the tone of some of the singing is a little
It
weird.
hurts my ears. It does.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so
It is.
different.
I give it
Like I don't even know like who's singing half of the time in this song because it's like the way they mixed it is so different.
Yes. And I appreciated that for the song. I did. When it first came on, I'm like, wow, this is completely different. Like this is a totally different sound. But just for me, the vibration of it did hurt my ears. It does hurt my ears, the song, that portion of the song, the beginning.
I keep seeing people like laughing at it, and like I feel like really defensive. Because also they said that V basically wrote this song, and it feels like a very V song to me.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I'll follow you into the sun. Like, it's very
Yeah.
like sentimental, and like it seems like really V style. So the fact that people are like laughing at it, I'm like, I feel like so defensive about it. I'm like, it's good. Everyone needs to shut up. And also, I will say the other members, they were like they didn't really know what he was gonna write, but they were like, it has to be on the album, basically. Like, whatever the concept he pitched was, they were like, whatever you need to do, you have to do it because it has to be on the album. So everybody wanted it, okay?
Hey, girl, I'm not against the song per se. There's audio choices that they made that is unfortunate. But the last portion of the song, I do like that. When they're the refrain of "I'll follow you into the sun." It is a beautiful song in that capacity, okay? I'm not completely disregarding the song. It just, there's choices in it that didn't work for me.
Well, I'll fist fight you. I'll fist fight anyone that doesn't like this song.
Okay, fine. That's fine. But
so that was the album. Those are the songs. I feel like you're more of a Act 1 girl, and I'm more of an Act 2 girl, which makes sense to me. Together we make Arirang.
I would say that's true. Although my favorite song is on the second side.
That's fine.
But yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like I would agree with that. That probably the first half is more aligned with my vibe. So, alright. But, so the album drops. So they have a live Netflix comeback the day after. Performed in Gwanghwamun Square. Apparently, yeah, 18.4 million viewers watched it live. Damn! And this was like, for me, it was like 7 a.m. or something on a Saturday.
I think this was a free show as well. I think that there was the like ticketed section was like 20,000, I want to say, but like in the whole area there was 100,000 people there watching or whatever.
Yeah, like we have a clip here of it's bonkers the amount of like it goes like way down this strip or whatever. I don't even want to know
to the point where I'm like, I feel like I would have just watched it on Netflix. If I'm at the back of this crowd, I'll just watch it on Netflix.
Well,
like,
yeah, you're watching it on a screen. Yeah, you're like, the fact we have is
I guess you're there for the vibe.
I guess, but still, like, I agree. I'm like, I'd rather just sit on the side on my phone watching it than like stand in a crowd of people. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was only an hour, and so the set list that they did was Body to Body, Hooligan, Butter, Mic Drop, Aliens, Fire, Swim, Like Animals, Normal, Dynamite, and then they closed with Microcosmos.
It's microcosmos. I used to think it was microcosmos as well.
Yeah,
it's just microcosmos.
It's spelled like it would be Greek, okay?
When they did Mic Drop, I basically screamed. So
like
I was like, they're
8
doing it. Yeah. To me, it seems like these songs are going to be in the tour.
I mean, you would think so.
If you did them for this, you're going to do them for this.
I feel like...
Which means we're going to get to see Mic Drop.
I feel like it's true, though, because it makes sense. Like, the non-album songs they chose were Mic Drop, Butter, Dynamite, and Microcosmos. Which is, like, as you've mentioned, is a common encore song.
Yeah, I think it's usually, like, their encore song.
Which is what they did here. They kind of did, like, a small, quick little fake out, or they start walking off in RM's on a chair, because, by the way, yeah, he's full booted here. He's like, where are we going? And both you and I were messaging each other, there's 5 minutes left, what are we doing? So, and then they like...
I know, I was like, I actually legit thought it was over, and I was like, I've been scammed. Like, 55 minutes? This is bullshit. And then, yeah, he was like, don't... I think he even said, "Don't we need to sing Microcosmos still?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god."
Okay, so yeah, they. I don't even know where to freaking start. So it starts. Okay, there's like a big pan into them just standing in front of the square, and I think RM says something. It's like, we're
He
back.
said something like, "Welcome, we're back,
Oh,
Seoul," or something like that.
We're back. Yeah, we're back. And we're like, and immediately both you and I are like screaming, texting each other like, the aura. They look amazing. They're all
We're
wearing
like, "Aura, aura,
aura.
alert."
And yeah, this man has a boot on the entire thing, and he still is able to slay on a freaking stool. He's so into it,
Yeah.
and we both noticed this too. Like, they switched his boot out, so it's like black chrome. Like before, in the day before, it was like a gray boot, but they're like, no, we at least need to make it look like it's a part of the outfit.
Yeah. It has to fit the aesthetic. Which I'll say, their outfits,
I don't
absolutely
even get it. Like, it's not even that, like, it's a lot of, like, black, like, pleather, leather, baggy. But, like, fitted, too, and it was weird. Like, Jin looks so snatched in this. Like, he has, like, looks so good. And then Suga, I don't even, like, know. It's so silly to, like, not even know how to describe how they're, but a lot of, like almost, like, skirt-looking, fabrics tie.
Yeah, there's a lot of like flowy fabric like just hanging down. I can't. I couldn't. It was insane. The part later when V takes his jacket off or whatever he's wearing underneath that, it looked to me stylized like a bulletproof vest, and it was giving military. Like, I was like, he looks like the fanciest military guy I've ever seen. Like, he looked insane.
It's like this like layered. Anyway, it's here.
I don't know why it made me think of a bulletproof vest, and I was like, I can't even like process. And like, I didn't see him take his jacket off, so he just looked like that.
Yeah, I know. He just came out, and I think J-Hope did the same thing. He just like lost a layer of clothing, and we're both like, you can't do that.
I'm like, okay.
You can't just change like that. And then at some point too, I believe it was RM and V and maybe J-Hope put sunglasses too at some point. I was like, what is happening? That's when V looked crazy. I don't even know what we're talking about. I can't. There's nothing we're really saying right now, but I don't know. RM's hairstyle too was like, I was losing my mind. This brother sits on his chair and he's still serving. I don't know. The attitude, the everything. We saw a dance for the first time, and again, it was cut. Again, that was the criticism. It was cut kind of like awkwardly, so we couldn't really see. But there was like this is the first time I've ever seen choreography for Hooligan, like scene, quote unquote. But 2.0, body to body, I feel like they were just kind of like vibing. I don't think they did any specific choreography. Oh,
yeah, I feel like the clips.
And for body to body, which they opened with, they had the actual folk singers singing there with the traditional drums too. Loved it. Continue. You were saying something?
And Jimin.
And
Jimin.
What do we say about it? He's wearing a sparkly jacket. It's got so many rings, and they put like a hair extensions in it or something. He's looking like an ethereal angel.
I feel like,
and I think a lot of people
when it cut to him,
too.
When it cut to him, like for the first time, and his hair is that long, I think I like short circuited. I was like, huh? Like, I have never seen him with such long hair before, and to be honest, if I think about it objectively, the extensions could be better.
Yeah, it looks kind of rushed.
I do think they're a little stringy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I don't even care. I need his hair to be this long for real. Like, now that I know what potential is here, I need this.
Girl.
In my, like, forever.
You weren't the only one, too. Like, there were so many people online freaking out. Like, Army was freaking out.
I think I like stopped breathing for a minute.
That's so funny. You're so
I was just
funny.
like, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, he looked incredible. And then he was like obviously being his cute self too while having this hair. You're like, yeah.
It's like what we said before when we were talking about him before, and we're like, when he's performing, he turns it on.
Yeah.
It's like both versions were here. Like, he was being silly, cute in between, and then they start dancing, and he's like, boom, zoned in. I'm
you
like,
can't just
whoa.
do that. So yeah, couple of cute moments. Yeah, it was so nice to see them all together performing. So yeah, this is the first time they've performed live since Busan 2022. And yeah, poor RM is in a boot, but there. So a couple funny moments. So the staff apparently he wasn't supposed to like stand too much on his foot. So the staff would like bring out stools every once in a while. One moment where V just sits right on the stool, and everyone's like, "Bro, what are you doing?" It's clearly for RM, but like no one took it.
He was like, they just put a chair behind me, so I sat down.
Yeah, just see them interact all again. There's like cute moments where they're holding hands, or they're just, the camera.
Ugh. I saw this when we were watching it, and like they're standing together, and V and Jimin hold hands. The camera guy like zoomed in on their held hands, and I was like, "Thank you, whoever did that."
Yeah, they know. They know what we want.
You deserve a raise.
They know what we want.
Like...
And then yeah, they were really cute with RM on the stool. Like they do this all the time if someone's hurt, but they really incorporated like their entire performance with him.
There was that really weird thing with Jin and the hooligan mask or whatever, when he like puts it on and it's like not fully on his face.
Oh my god, girl! I laughed so hard. That's right. That was the second song. So they try to do this, like incorporate Jin coming out, putting on like a ninja mask or whatever. Because all the backup dancers had it, but like, so he takes it off right away anyway, because he's gonna perform with it. Anyway, but yeah, of course, classic Jin, like, just doesn't get it right, and it just, like, it's all funny. And then I think later you see them, like, joking about it, like, two of the members, like, joking about it on the side, but it was so funny. I'm like, why did we do this? Like, it didn't even make sense to do it. And then, of course, they performed by
So, I mean, I was, like, screaming. Like, they do the whole, like, it wasn't even just, like, they did like the dance. They did mic drop.
No, it was everything. Yeah, and everyone like Jimin center in that mic drop, girl. But you could like it just looks like they're all so
I know they seemed like so
too.
happy together. Like they were so smiling. I think there was a couple people I saw a couple people pulling like screenshots where like at one point J-Hope had like watery eyes. They were like he's trying not to cry.
Oh yeah.
Like yeah, of course.
Oh, I noticed that right away. I noticed that because there's a point towards the end where they're all standing, of course, talking. And I was like, Joe's crying. Like, he has to be like, or like, he looks very like emotional in the eyes. Also, J-Hope, a lot of the pants that they were styled in had like knee slits. J-Hope's leg tat is like popped out in this too.
It was giving. It was absolutely amazing.
And I think like immediately, pretty much after this, they flew right out to the U.S. They did a Spotify like private live performance in New York, which of course we didn't see it, but there's clips. My God, this is what I was talking about, where it's a completely different vibe than their live version, but it's like this, like more like I don't know what you call it, but again, it reminds me of like J-Hope's.
I don't know. It's kind of like a mix between like casual wear and then like half of them are also in like race gear, like. Like, it's a kind of a strange mix if I'm looking at it now.
It's hot as hell. But yeah, I didn't see much, just, no,
I think it was a live show for 1,000 Spotify people, and then they did, I think, like, a little interview or whatever. This is where I saw them saying that they struggled with the ha-ha-ha part in Hooligan, was from this. And then the other thing I saw was that Yoongi said he hates swimming. Like RM was like, you hate swim, and he's like, no, I hate being in the water.
Yeah. So you are a cat through and through.
Yeah. And then apparently at one point basically RM said that Jimin is always naked. And like everyone was like, excuse me? Like,
what's that even mean, RM? What are you talking about?
Yeah, like what are you talking about? We're like, okay, great, awesome.
Yeah, okay. And then we talked about it, but then like the performance video comes out for Swim, but that came out at this time. And then we have so many.
Yeah, they kind of just did like so much TV stuff after this.
I only watched a handful of things, but the first big one I think was Jimmy Fallon, which I love. He loves him so much. Say what you want about Jimmy Fallon, but I don't know. He does
I'm
seem genuinely
saying-
excited. I know, he seems
I have
loves
never
to
talked
love
shit
talk.
about Jimmy Fallon in my life, okay? I have
He
always
seems
been
to
a
love
fan.
them.
I've always supported him.
But
I guess,
yeah,
that's kind of the big one. It was supposed to be 2 nights, which I think was a little misleading because night 2 was just a performance. Like, they weren't interviewed again, so it's a little misleading to say 2 nights, in my opinion. But yeah, they were the only guests on night 1. It was so cute. They wore like matching slippers, which I didn't clock at first.
Yeah.
And then they gave slippers to Jimmy, and then afterwards I realized that's what they say in the song. If you come to my house, you have to take your shoes off. I thought that was so. Yeah, I was like, that's such a slay.
Yeah. But it was a pretty cute interview. What I saw of it was,
Yeah.
Did it really? The one versus 2 butts debate came up again?
Yeah. I think. I don't remember. It was like he did a little thing where like Army asked questions or whatever, and they said something about it, and like even Jin explained it again. He explains it like you have a right leg and a left leg, so like a right butt cheek and a left butt cheek, so therefore you have 2 butts. And Jimmy was like, I can't get into this again. It's like, I can't do this with you again.
It's okay, that is funny.
Yeah, RM's driving came up, and all the members were like, have not gotten in the car with him yet. Even RM was like, even I'm scared to drive with myself.
I was also surprised we both mentioned this, like how. Like, I don't think of Jimmy Fallon as tall, but, like, even next to, like, RM and Jin, he seemed, like, the same height at least. But next to Jimmy,
yeah. I know, they, like, high-fived at one point, and I was like, I'm shook, honestly. Like, I didn't think I really understood how small Jimin is, because his hand's, like, half the size of Jimmy Fallon's hand.
And this part was cute though. So Jimmy asked them, "What did you miss most about like the person to your right or whatever?" And I think Jimmy goes, "I miss you" or something to. It's so cute, but he's like, "No, not me. I mean, I love you guys, but like, no, I meant like in your 7."
Yeah, they like go down the line for how they're sitting. First of all, I have to say, again, Jimin's hair in this so cute,
fluffy,
so
it's
shaggy,
fluffy,
and cute
yeah,
and fluffy.
yeah.
But he's sitting next to Suga. He tells Suga he missed his low energy.
Just like,
come
great.
on. He said, I missed your 1% battery life. And everyone was like, huh? And he's like, low energy. I'm like, okay.
That's like cool.
And then Suga was next to J-Hope. And he said he missed his 100% battery life.
Nice callback.
Like, of course. And then it was J-Hope to Jin, Mr. Worldwide Handsome face. And Jin did his classic kiss, giving the people what they want.
Yeah.
And then Jin to RM, he missed his brain.
Okay.
I feel like he always says that to RM. He's always like, you're so smart.
Hey, what else do you like about me?
We get it. Namjoon to V. This was like,
I hated this.
We both were like, this
cool.
is
Shut
stupid.
up.
But he said he missed he missed how skinny he was, because after he came back from military, he was like huge beefcake, and he's like, now he's skinny again. Like,
First of all,
what are you saying?
Don't limit him like that.
Don't.
But yeah, I was like, okay.
And then it was
This was
V
a
to
moment.
Jungkook, and this was crazy. Like,
I heard it the other way.
So I heard teasing. I heard it correctly. He said he missed being teased by JK, but everyone heard he missed being kissed by JK. And like I got to those girls in the audience and they were like shaking each other, so excited. And then Jimmy was like, "Did you say kissing? I heard kissing," and they were all like, "No, teasing, making fun."
Yeah, I know. Even Armin's face was like, because I think he thought he heard it too. And then V in Korean said, "No, I hate." He was always like annoying to me, and he's like, "Oh, like annoying, like teasing." So.
Yeah. And then then it was Jungkook to Jimin, and at first Jungkook was like, we were together the whole time. So Jimmy was like, so you didn't miss anything? Jimin was like, great, cool. And he's like, no. He said he missed his gochujang stew, which is like so random, I guess. But
Yeah, you're like, okay.
sure. Yeah, they performed Swim and 2.0 at the Guggenheim Museum, which is pretty cool.
So sick.
For the Swim, I thought like Arm didn't have his boot on. He was doing like all the choreo and stuff, so I was like, oh, he's healed. But then for 2.0, he was on the stool again.
Yeah, because
and he wasn't like moving around as much.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Swim is like more calm, so I guess sure.
And you're right though. Definitely didn't have a boot on because he has the slippers, and you see, without the slippers, he's got like just dress shoes on. So, but yeah. They were like, Swim's fine, but not 2.0.
Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty cute. There was one part where they were talking about the concerts, and V was like, we prepared every aspect like a secret weapon. And I was like, what does that even mean?
What could that even mean? Yeah.
In one of the like pre-video things, Jin was on a show with Kian84, which is the guy from the Netflix show, and they were talking, and the guy like mispronounced Jimmy Fallon's name, called him Jimmy Jallin, which is so funny to me. But Jin was like, his name is Jimmy Fallon, he's my friend, get his name right. And I was like, whoa, like, come through, Jin. He was like, how would you like it if I called you some bullshit?
I do love, yeah, they were very cute with Jimmy. They were like, you're obviously coming, right? He's like, you want me there, basically? Yeah,
they like personally invited him, and he's like, it's sold out though, can I get like one ticket? And they were like, yeah. Like, he was joking, being like, can I get a ticket? And they were like, no, we got you.
And
I was like, oh my god.
And he only asked for one, too. Like, didn't ask for, like, an extra. He's like, no, it's just me. I'm the one right. The other small note about this one, I love Jim, because I think they also asked, like, what did you, like, miss in general being together? And Jim said it's, like, family. Again, he mentioned family. Stop. I can't. But then we had a couple more ones that...
Well, yeah, in terms of that Kian84 thing, I couldn't watch all of it because it wasn't subtitled, but it was a cute like little interview because he's not going to be on season 2 because it was, I think, filming like around this time, so he's like obviously busy. But there was a funny part where the guy was like, who, like, are you close to any junior groups? And he was like basically complaining at length about TXT and how like annoying they are. And he's like, Youngjoon sends me like pictures of his lips being like, I want to give you a big kiss.
I
like,
love
out
that.
of nowhere. And then I thought it's so funny of like, I like to be Byungyu is like, he must be living the dream because he was just like, Byungyu will just text me and be like, I'm on my way over. Like, he doesn't ask if he can come over. He's just like, I'm coming to your house. Like, I was like, that's like, to be him, just to be like, I'm out, I'm coming. You better hook up the PlayStation, because I'm coming.
I feel like the audacity to assume they're just like, yeah, I'm coming.
That's what I mean. But, like, I think when he did run Jin, I know he had them on a couple, like, the TXT guys were on, like, a few episodes with them. Like, I guess, I mean, for a time, they were the only two boy groups at Big Hit, right? So they must be close enough. I just thought it was so funny. He's just like complaining about them the whole time. He's like, these guys, they just like take advantage of me, basically.
I do love that. I hope it's like more like an older brother thing where he's just like, okay. No, actually.
I think so, because like he was like, he just invites himself over, but he obviously doesn't say no. And I saw a different thing before where Byungyu was like, yeah, I hang out at Jin's house like all the time. Like he just like has me over for food and we like play games and stuff. So, like, I think it is just kind of like, yeah, like, your older bro kind of thing.
That does feel like very Jin.
But there was, like, so much stuff. It seemed like every member had, like, a show. Like, every member was, like, on a show for this last week.
Yeah. So, yeah. Like you said, yeah. But Kenny had J-Hope.
Yeah. I watched this one as well. Actually, I watched so many of these. I will say, J-Hope looks stunning in this. He's got a sparkly cardigan on that I was like, this is a slay.
I know, it's like this, like he's got like gold/brown look with, and again, super low V cut, scoop neck. You're like, okay, brother, like button all the way down, but he has the tank top underneath. He looks great. I saw this. I didn't watch this either, but I think you sent me a couple clips, and I was like, he looks stunning, of course.
Even Candy was like, "Where'd you get this cardigan?" And he was like, "I don't know." And she's like, "I need your stylist to tell me where this is from because I need this."
Yes, Candy. Oh, I love her.
I know, she's so fun. She basically, like, I saw a lot of stuff being like they're basically just like twins. So they kind of are. She mentioned, or she asked him what his like dream stage was. He said Super Bowl.
Same. And then she looked right into the camera and said, "NFL, get your shit together."
Yeah, she was like, Super Bowl people.
Well, I've seen that a lot though. Like outside of this, I've seen it before. Like before BTS even came back, people were like,
Yeah.
"It's got to be BTS."
I saw it. I'm seeing it too, and I feel like there's no way that they're not.
Yeah, I mean they're money
think they
makers.
will.
They're absolute money makers.
Next
Like
year.
what?
Yeah, it was cute though. It was fun. They played charades. They were both like really terrible at it, but it was cute. Some other like this random little ones I saw. I wasn't gonna watch this, but Jimin was on this show called Rendezvous Salon. It's like scripted content of these like 3 ladies who run a salon, and he like comes in.
Oh,
He's like a dance instructor, and they're like making him do dances. It was so honestly unhinged, like a little bit. They're like basically like fawning over him the whole time, and he like can't keep a straight face. Like keeps like breaking and laughing, and they're just like, show us more dances.
right. This was the clip where they fall
And they're like
into
babying him. The lady like picks him up bridal style at one point.
Like how did
So
they get away with
crazy.
this though?
I mean, he seems to love
Yeah.
it. He was like laughing, like having the like great time. But I did
Oh,
watch
yeah.
the Vogue thing. Jimin, and V did a Vogue cooking thing, which was basically Jin cooking.
Yeah.
The other two just like there.
Can V stop with the Celine leopard print? He looks crazy in that.
I know, he looks crazy.
At this point, I just know what Celine looks like now, and that's exactly what they want. But I know that has to be Celine that he's in. It's also Vogue, so I'm sure Jin's wearing Gucci, and then Jimin's probably
Yeah.
wearing Dior. So and again, it is kind of funny to me though, watching them. Like I only watched a couple clips of it, but seeing them like cooking in like high fashion clothing, you're like. So weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, there's like so many other things too that I just like I didn't even like write them down because I was like, it's too much at this point.
Well, this is what. Yeah, we're in the super promo, but one of the bigger ones for us was RM and Yugi went on Epik High show Epic Case.
Epic
And
Case.
I didn't. Huh?
Epic
Epic
Case.
Case. Sorry. Epic Case. Apologies. I only watched about like the first 20 minutes or so, which was still so cute. We both have openly. I just love Epic High.
Yeah.
They are probably one of the most influential hip hop aspects of K-pop, but they're just literally 3 bros,
Mm-hmm.
like chilling always. But they're like anyway. I just love that, and I feel like that's what BTS feels like too with themselves. Is they're just like, yeah, we're just like 7 dudes. Like we're not. Can we not do all this pretense? And I even love like immediately Suga comes in. And he's like, "Did you guys not even dress up?"
Yeah.
So
I think at one point
no.
later in the thing, he's like, "Why are you wearing a hairband?" I was like, "This is just what I do, okay?" And I feel like the whole time, I watched the whole thing, but people are clipping it a lot. Where Namjoon basically is like calling Tableau out like every 5 minutes. Like everything he does, he's just
I
like,
love it.
"And you're a grown man."
Yeah.
Like you're the adult here.
He's like, "Aren't you a husband?"
Apparently, yeah, apparently Tableau doesn't have a license either.
Yeah.
So RM was like, I got my license. You still don't have yours, basically. It's like, bro, you just got it, first of all. And he was saying that, like, the Tableau was like, no, my wife does all the driving. Even when she had to go to the hospital to give birth, she drove herself. Like,
I
they
know,
were like,
like-
and RM was like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, basically was like, you're shit.
Yeah, even the translation, like the caption of the translation were like blurred out. I think at one point the translation
Yeah.
literally just says she bad, and I was like, they didn't even try to like. I'm like, oh my god, that's so funny. And then yeah, one of the most iconic moments of it. So Mitra is just like cooking the whole time too, and he's like, just so again, I love that, and also looks like he knows what the hell he's doing too. They always kept joking that he's like a chef, and they were like a Japanese chef or something. They kept like bringing up.
Yeah, and they were like, "Why are you speaking to us?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot my concept."
But anyway, at some point they're like, "Hey," he's like, "Can you help me with this onion?" Now, do you think this was staged purposely? From to cut the onion? Yeah.
No, I think that they genuinely don't think. I think that they genuinely don't know that he can't cook. And he was probably just like, "I need help," because I think also like I feel like if they tend to ask the younger people for help.
Yeah,
So
of course.
Namjoon's technically the youngest person here.
That's insane.
So I think that's why he asks him to do it.
That's so
Because it's
weird.
like you usually ask the youngest
Yes,
to help
yeah.
you with whatever task you're doing. So that's why I think that's why he asks him. And then like, because even Namjoon's like, "Are you sure you want me to do this?" And Mithra's like, "You can do it. I believe in you."
And, yeah, so that's such a wild thought that he's like the Magna in the situation.
I know.
But yeah, it was so fun. And we all know it, again, if it was staged or not, either way, it's perfect because we all know the meme, and Namjoon can't cut anything to save his life. And again, it is so funny to me when I see people that can't cut something. It blows my mind because I'm like, I'm not even like you have to cook to survive, right? So like to not know how to cut, it's weird to me. Anyway, and there's a moment. It's my favorite thing ever. But he is cutting, and we both snapped the exact same thing. I didn't even know you snapped this when I sent it to you, but he looks up to Mithra with like the biggest puppy dog eyes and goes, it's just okay."
I know, I loved that. Like, for part of it, like, Tableau kept, like, watching him and was like, "Okay, watch your fingers, like, be careful." And then eventually Mithra's like, "I think you can just stop now."
He's like, "It's fine." But he, like, look at his intensity. Like, he wants to do it well. He's so precious.
Some other cute stuff I thought... It doesn't surprise me because I watched Tableau on Sushwita as well. They do seem like actually friends, like in real life, Tableau and Yoongi. Like they obviously hang out. But he has like Tableau and his daughter over at his house.
Yeah.
Invited them over for New Year's and fed them. Like, what?
I know. And he's like, "Yeah, Haru's so cute." We're like, "What?" Like, he's just like...
Yeah, I know. He's like, he literally said like Haru's so cute, and I was like, as if like this girl's living like the best life, for real. Like they talked about in Sushwita, she was there to do homework on BTS or whatever. They talked about it again here, and I made a joke before saying like, oh, when she cites her sources, she's just citing like Yoongi, but like she literally did that. She literally cited like Suga from BTS or whatever. And Tableau was saying the teacher was like, you have to have like real sources or whatever, and she was like, showing her pictures like, I literally got it straight from the source, and she called him Uncle Suga.
Samchun.
I know. I was like, that's insane. Imagine.
Samchun Suga. That's crazy. And I love that they also brought up gloss too. They were like, "Oh, gloss."
I know they talked a lot about like the old days, which I thought was so.
Oh yeah, it was so
like,
fascinating.
they crossed
when they were
paths
like
so much.
Yeah, they talked about like when you were in high school, you were rapping like with us, or like in the same room as us or whatever.
Like in the same, yeah.
And Tableau was like, "Save money."
Yeah.
Like, thanks.
And now he's like, Sugar's like, I do. I save a lot of money.
Oh.
He did say that he said it was the only thing he was doing, so there's not gonna be any other Sugar content.
I mean,
this is it.
That's so much cuter that like he was like, "Okay, fine, I'll do one. It's obviously gonna be with Tableau, my bestie."
Yeah.
Even at that, he's like, "I need someone else. It has to be RM too." Which obviously RM has the connection with Tableau, of course, as well. They've professionally done.
Yeah, they took they had his like cut. They did an episode after Stop the Rain came out where they were like interviewing Tableau and RM, but RM was in military, so it was just a cutout of him. And they had the cutout there and like made him take pictures with it, and like all the Epik High guys were like taking so many pictures of him in this cutout.
Oh yeah, that was good. Good.
Yeah, the one thing I also like they were talking about the other members and stuff like that, and Yoongi was talking about how close he is with Jimin, and he basically, I think, said that they live next door to each other, like they're neighbors.
It feels like Jimin is the heart of that band. Like it feels like everyone is like.
He was talking about like that's who he leans on the most is Jimin, and then they were like, "Oh, what about you, Namjoon?" And he's like, "Jimin."
Yeah, no.
And they were like, "Who does Jimin lean on?"
Oh, we know. We
And like
know.
Aram said it was like when you watch a dating show and like one guy gets like all the votes, that's basically Jimin in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everyone gravitates to Jimin. What an angel.
And then it went a little off the rails and they started talking about who would win in a fight.
See, that's where I didn't get to that part. That is
so
so
funny.
That is funny. Who win?
At first they were like, if it was Namjoon versus Jungkook, and Namjoon was like, obviously Jungkook would win. And they were like, okay, let's not put Jungkook in this. Let's keep Jungkook out of this.
The most naturally athletic person I think I've seen in a long time. Like, he just can do anything. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, it was cute too. They talked about how much of a natural he is in general. Like, even Epik High was like, when he sings on stage or whatever, like, he just sings. He just goes for it. Like, he doesn't do the thing where, like, I have to look cool, I have to sound a certain way. He just, like, so naturally talented that he's like, yeah, let's just go out there and, like, have a good time. But yeah, then they were like, Namjoon versus Jimin.
I mean...
in a fight, physical fight. And they were like, you're surrounded by 100 people... and somebody has to win. And like Aram was trying to be like, well, Jimin has like better core strength, this and that. He said Jimin's weakness is his stiff neck, so they're like, all right, great, chop to the neck, Jimin's done. Okay.
He's so much bigger than him. I feel like he can use his weight on.
Yeah. Anyway. He brought that up later. But then they said Suga versus J-Hope, and Yuki was like, no, I'll lose. And like literally everyone was like, no, you wouldn't. Like they were like, you'll win.
I mean, I feel like J-Hope's got some like wiry muscles.
I think everyone probably thinks there's a darkness in Yuki.
Oh, yeah. True.
Because they were like, don't lie, you'll obviously win. He's like, no, I won't win. And they're like, so you're gonna chicken out.
Got it. Yeah.
And then Jin versus RM, and this is where RM was like, I think I'm in a bigger weight class, so like, yeah. I'm pretty sure I would win, but like, I wouldn't want to, basically.
Just got secret muscles too. I've seen him climb up that rope.
I mean, yeah, he's pretty athletic.
But yeah, I feel like Namjoon just got a different weight class.
And he said the same thing when they said Namjoon versus Yoongi. He was like, I mean, I'm still in a bigger weight class.
Yeah.
But then he's like, wouldn't it be too rude for me to punch someone older than me?
Oh, that's so funny.
And they were like, this is so weird. Like, they were like talking about like this fight thing, and then they were like, so anyway, Arirang comes out soon. And Yoongi was like, we were just talking about who would win in a fight, and now we're talking about our album. Like, what is this?
Oh, I do love them. That's what I mean. I
was like, that's like another thing where people say boys will be boys. That's boys will be boys.
Yeah, and like this is what I generally seem to like about Epik High, is that it genuinely feels just like guys hanging out. Like, it's like there's no pretense truly to conversation.
Yeah. They're very funny. Like, they were like, oh, we're gonna go through the history of BTS, but from the point of Epik High. So every milestone, they were like, this is what Epik High was doing at the time. Yeah. Or like, when you guys did this, I got a text from one of you. Which it was like, it's just so funny. But also like shows you how like long their relationships are. Because it was even back to like 2018 or something. He was like, you guys were texting me before these shows in 2018.
Oh, that's so fascinating. It's such a small world.
I know. It was great. It was probably like one of my favorite pieces of content that came out from this whole comeback.
Oh, yeah. And then the final thing that we watched was the documentary that came out a couple days ago. We kind of basically touched on a lot of it, but there's a few more items. But so yeah, it was the documentary from Netflix that was about their making the album, which we mentioned, but so they're in LA for most of it, and to me it was just so fascinating, like how, at least for them, and must be in K-pop in general, because of how fast content comes out, just like how much like they literally have no time to like do anything, even within like the way at least they cut the documentary. There's a moment where they're already starting like a bit of promo material, and the album's not even like 100% done yet. You're like, what? They're like, what's the album like? And they're like, it's great. It's not even done. It's nuts to me. Like, that's how fast it moves.
Yeah, I mean, basically the whole documentary was that they just love each other and they work together so
Yeah.
well. They were so
Yeah.
happy to be together again. I just I love V's mindset in this thing because every time someone's getting stressed out, he's like, like at the beginning they were like, "What are we doing? We're stuck in a rut, this and that." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Great view though, right?" And everyone's like, yeah, it is a great view, actually. Like, he just, like, so, like, not worried about it. And, like, Jungkook a little bit was like that, too. He's like, let's just have fun. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, let's just have fun.
That's what it must be nice to be the Magni line, because. But I know I agree with you. Like every time, like I think Jim was like really stressed, or he was feeling like it seemed like he was feeling like not like not that he wasn't included, just that his schedule wouldn't allow him to like be with his family, as it were. And he was like, no, like, don't do that. Basically, he was like, don't stress.
Yeah.
But
And
it
there's
was
that
cute.
part in there where Jin was, like, upset or whatever,
Yeah.
and V's like, and he's like, don't kiss me or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, do you need kisses or
Yeah, yeah,
whatever?
yeah. He's like, stop trying to kiss me. Yeah. Again, he's like
Yeah.
distracting.
And there was also a part where they were singing a song I don't think that made it
Yeah.
on there, and they were like, oh, isn't this like too like sad or something? And V's like, should we just make like a really depressing song?
Yeah.
Like I just like loved his mindset in this whole thing. He was just like, let's just
He
like
seemed
whatever.
like the most like relaxed, like but invested. I'm not trying to, but like he would go with the flow because
Yeah.
even there's moments when he was like, oh, I've always wanted to like work out. I love working outside of Korea, but I'm excited to go back to Korea. But he just like seemed like really happy to be where he was.
He also like has a he also like basically had like a mustache for some of it. Like some of the close-up shots, he had like a mustache, and I was like,
I'm pretty sure I screamed right away because the very beginning of the documentary, it's like them being like this each member at the LA house, and like the shot of V was him on a balcony with shirt wide open. I was like,
yeah.
what are you guys doing to us right away? Also,
I know. They're like barefaced, real people. The whole thing. It was beautiful.
That's J-Hope bareface. It kills me. Like he's so beautiful, and he's usually like way more tan looking than what they usually portray him as.
Oh, I thought that for Jungkook, there's a part at the end where him and Jimin are like sitting on the couch and Jimin's like fighting for a song or whatever, and Jungkook's just there like with a mask on, but he was like so tanned. Like all I could see was how tanned he was. I was like, he's like literally like golden brown. I was like, what the hell? Where was he?
Yeah.
Like that's fresh from LA because he's tanned.
Yeah, the LA sun did them all very well. And then I forgot, like at the very beginning, Namjoon's got his long, beautiful hair at the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I love his hair right now, but I was like, oh right, his long hair.
Also, like, it's not like news, but he is so smart. Like, some of the stuff he was saying, he started talking about like the Greek versions of time.
Kairos and
I was
Kronos.
like, bro,
this is
what?
so.
And like he was talking about it in English.
So
It wasn't even like a translated thing. So I'm like, he learned that in English and described it to people in English. And I was like, he's literally so smart.
So I was like, this is the man I fell in love with. when he was going on about, I was like, I love that analogy too of Kronos and Kairos of like, time, and like, it wasn't just like just like a matter of fact. It was like such an abstract concept he was describing in English very well. Yeah, of Kronos of like you move through time, but Kairos is you're in time. You're like, what?
I know. I was like, this guy's so smart. Like, I know he's got like a crazy IQ, but like, he's so smart.
No, it was great. I loved it. And then he was and I think and he was doing his museum thing too. And he was wearing his leopard print.
I know. When it cut to like everybody doing their own thing, I was like,
I love it. J-Hope was doing pottery.
That was so random.
Yeah, I know.
I thought that was so random.
No, I love it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, Jimin's like a gamer.
Oh my god. I was like, oh, okay, great. I mean, we're all in love with Jimin, but he was like, yeah, just like, I like to be like introverted, and and I watch these like scientists talk on YouTube, and then I just like I actually like, people always say they don't like the lazy days, but I like just playing video games for 10 hours. I was like, I love you. This is me.
Oh, that reminds me, when he was watching that science thing, I think it was in Epik High. There was that live on New Year's where everyone was looking at ARM's algorithm. and they were like laughing at him, they revealed what his algorithm is. It's just like short romance films. Like he watches like short dramas about romances and like breakups and stuff. I wrote it down because I was like, you're gonna love this.
I do love that. He is my man.
Like he
What
even
are we
was like, yeah,
talking
I watched
about?
like one that's like what happened after we broke up or whatever. I was like, what? And also
As
he
if I
believes in
was-
astrology. Just so you know.
Girl, okay. What are we I got
But yeah, Jimin watches RM watches romances, Jimin watches conspiracy theories.
science. Was it
It
conspiracy
was like
theories?
the clip he was watching was something about aliens, and he was like, "I watch science
Oh,
stuff." I'm like,
yeah.
"Bro, you watch conspiracies? Calm down."
So good. Yeah, just we talked about most of it, but then yeah, there were some cameos.
Girl, I almost lost my mind.
Well, it's funny because I had to step out of the room for something, and I come back, and all I see is the subtitle says "Wushik," and I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Oh my god, it's the Muga Squad, isn't it?"
Yeah, so when they're showing them doing their own things, they show V having dinner with his Wuga squad. It just showed like Peak Boy at first, and I was like, "Oh my god, cute!" And then it showed Sojun, and I was like, "Oh my god." And then it like kept going. Showed Hyunsik after that, and then I was like, "Oh, they're only missing Wushik." But then like he's like, "Sorry, I'm late," and I was like,
Yeah.
like they're all here, and they're like asking him about the album. He's like telling them, they're like, "Oh, I can't wait to hear it," and I was like, "Oh."
I know, it was great. And then yeah, back to the people doing their own thing. JK,
I know, the biggest cameo
yeah,
of all.
we get to see Bam again, and he's in like the sanctuary or whatever that we've heard about before.
Yeah, and he goes to visit and plays with him and walks him and pets him, and he looked so cute. His hair was so fluffy.
He did. He looked really cute here. And he was clearly so happy to see Bam. Girl. Anyway, and they were like, even in that moment, they're like, yeah, Dashans or whatever,
Don't.
Doberman. Thank you. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like,
Dobermans tend to have a lot of health issues, but Bam is particularly more prone. We're like, stop.
and JK was like,
Don't.
I guess that's why I love him the most, or whatever. And I was like, oh my god.
Bitch. I know when I saw that, I was like, don't. I literally was like, do not show me Bam right now. This is too much. It was
I
like
know.
right at the end too. I'm like, yeah, we just saw the Wuga squad. We saw RM being a museum guy, J-Hope doing that, Jimin being a gamer. I'm like, and me with the Wuga. Yeah, I'm like, oh, and with Bam, what are we talking about? I don't even know what Suga was doing though. I don't even know if they showed. Probably just.
They showed him jogging.
Oh yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was like, sure.
Sure, yeah. I guess he likes to keep his health up. Sure. But it was great.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It was a very interesting. I thought it was going to be more like in the soup kind of thing. I thought it was going to be more focused on like what they did outside of the studio. So, but I liked that it showed a lot of that, and I really liked that it showed like the stuff in Korea when they're like talking to the executives and stuff. I just saw like it gives you like so much insight to actually how much say they had on their album.
Again, very interesting dynamics between them. I didn't know any of that, and yeah, it was great. It was nice to see that side. It did give me a lot more insight into the maybe quote unquote issues we have with the album, which were displayed there.
Yeah. And then it ends with a live version of Swim.
Girl, that was so beautiful. Because
they're like
I kept
standing in a circle in a dark room.
Yeah, it's like a camera's on dolly that surrounds them. It's just like, okay. Because I saw the clip and I didn't realize it was from this, but someone was like, "Oh my god, buff curly hair Jungkook," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I saw that clip too, and I was like, I missed this version of Swim.
Yeah.
There's so many of them. But then when I watched it, I was like, oh, that's what this is from. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his shirt is like, he's got like Namjoon's chest. He's got Namjoon's chest in that.
I'll never forget. Are you sure though that chest was.
Girl.
Girl. We talked about it, but I mean, so that wraps quickly up.
There's like there's stuff we didn't even watch, didn't even clock on this. Like they really came back. Like I feel like every day I look at Instagram and they're like, "Here's today's schedule," and I send it to you, and I'm like, "What is this? Like, what is this now?"
Yeah, there's another. I guess there's another swim remix or feature or
Oh
something.
yeah,
I'm like,
I
okay,
was like,
yeah.
I need to, yeah, like you said, like I can't, if I keep listening to Swim, I'm not gonna like it anymore. I need like
I know what I want. Yeah, I need to break.
a little distance from Swim.
Luckily, I know. Luckily, I'm seeing. I think Jackson Wang in a couple weeks, so I have to listen to his music right now. Oh, shut. Oh, twist my arm. But at least I'll take a break. I need to
Yeah.
take a break. So, but that quickly wraps up BTS Arirang. We had a great ride, and we're so back. We're so back.
I'm sure every episode, every comeback episode, we're gonna have a little bit more to say. I'm
Girl.
sure.
Well, not our next one. Our March
Our
comeback.
next one, we promise we won't mention BTS one single time.
We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. Well, thank you for sticking with us on this ship. And as always, everyone, we'll catch you on the flip.
Bye.
Bye.